Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north, strong and free. From far and wide, oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee. Oh Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
And now with the presentation of our nation's colors, please welcome the Tampa Fire Rescue Color Guard. And we're honored to be joined by a member of the greatest generation who at 18 joined the Army in 1944 as an infantryman and machine gunner, serving in combat across Belgium into Germany and on to victory in World War II. On June 1st, he'll celebrate his 100th birthday. Tampa Bay, please welcome and salute Private First Class Jack D. Cook. And now in her 500th performance on home ice, please welcome retired U.S. Air Force Technical Sergeant Sonia Bryson-Kirksey as she performs our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, oh, the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets spread glare, the bombs bursting in air gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave? Oh, the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Well, congratulations to Sonia Bryson-Kirksey, anthem number 500 here on home ice for the Lightning. She mixed it up a little bit there. She went high, I noticed.
Yeah.
Welcome our first period guests, Phil, Stephanie and Albert Narvadas, Patty Ann Dresbach, and Jared Harden. Hope they enjoy the first period.
Hope you enjoy the game, too. Hope it's a good, successful one.
So the Lightning start a unit of Point, Hagel, and Gensel. Point, Hagel, Kucherov was the line in Game 4. that did a lot of damage for the Lightning. Or at least they scored the game-winning goal.
Yeah.
And then Kucherov and Hagel teamed up on the power play goal as well. They got the game tied. And Marty St. Louis sends out Slavkovsky with Evans and Demidov. So we'll see if he's mixed up his lines tonight. It's not how they ran them in the warm-ups. Point and Evans at center ice, won by Braden Point. McDonough for Chernak on the right wing. Gains the red line, pumps it in.
She went out good. That was going to be icy.
Dobesh leaves it for Mike Matheson. Left wing Jake Evans flips it into the Lightning end.
Cooch came on.
McDonough, left wing Hagel. Hagel bangs it to the red line. Blocking it is Evans. Up the middle, Slavkovsky chops it in. Just underway, no score. Here's Ryan McDonough on the Lightning net. He got checked. Demidov. A wraparound try. Save Vasilevsky. Just got over in time. That was a very aggressive forecheck by Demidov. Here's Caden Gooley at the right point getting checked by Kucherov, who nudges it out to center ice. Blew a tire, but he got it down the ice. Trying to get a change. That was almost a goal for Demidov. Here's Gooley giving to Mike Matheson in the Montreal end. Right side feed Suzuki. He'll angle across the blue line. Nicely done left circle. Suzuki pulls up. Left point to Gooley over his stick, and it comes out of the zone and slides all the way down the ice. Dobesh will play this one around the far boards. It's going to be over the stick of Sorelli. Yeah, Caulfield to center ice, and Josh Anderson, who's joined those two guys. Anderson to the left wing, dumps it in and chases Caulfield off the feed right corner. Cross ice pass to Anderson, left circle. Anderson a pass cut off by Moser, trying to clear it. Sorelli couldn't get it out, held in Gooley, left point shot wide right, but it's going to be held in again. Lane Hudson, right circle. Hudson pulls up. Lane Hudson, high slot Suzuki, shoots blocked, and Radish grabs. Feeds on the left wing. It is Gord for J.J. Moser in the Lightning near corner. Bumps to Jake Gensel at center. Up the middle, here's Dominic James. Nice move across the Montreal line. Speed to the right circle, pulls up. James feeds it right circle. Crozier, a shot just wide left. A Bjorkstrand tip missed. Rebound Lilleberg couldn't hold it in. He makes a good play to tie the puck up, though, so Texier couldn't get it at center ice initially. Texier now grabs and drops all the way back to his own end for Hudson. No score in the first. Hudson turns it to the far corner. Gooley, he'll clear it to center. Lilleberg, right wing, Crozier. Canadians really skating downhill early in this game. Bjorkstrand off the feed, golfs it in. Kirby Dach collects behind the Montreal net. Slips for Hudson. 2 minutes played, no score. Lane Hudson deals it for Dach up the left side of center. Zips it up the middle. It's deflected in by Bolduc to the Lightning far corner. Bolduc after right corner. Left corner Texier. Alexander Texier is checked. Puck grab by Corey Perry. Tries to bump it back to the near corner. Pressure there from the Canadians. Bolduc ties up Geekie. Where's that puck? Perry to Bjorkstrand. He'll flip it out. Here's Jaden Struble. Back on the right side for Arbor Jack guy. He'll crank it in. We've played 2.5 minutes. No score. Puck is taken by Eric Chernak by the Lightning net. Chernak looking things over. Steps up the middle. Zips to Gergensons on the right wing. He'll maneuver it in. First the puck is Brendan Gallagher in the far corner for Montreal. Lays it around the near side and Struble. A pass to center is going to be intercepted by Perry off his stick.
Boy.
Here's Kerfoot to the Lightning end. A shot in the slot just wide left. He got the rebound. Watts in front, shoots, save made. Gallagher on the rebound, scores. Gallagher in the lineup on his first shift. Puts it in. A scramble play in front, and it's 1-0 Montreal.
Our defense backed in there. That's what happened. They backed in, and as soon as they backed in, it was one guy. And Kerfoot comes in, takes the shot. I believe it was Chernak that backed in, and a great save by Vasilevsky. And the rebound comes right out to Gallagher, and he puts it into the wide open net. I mean, wide open net.
So the shot from Kerfoot went wide, but it hit right off the end wall. It was almost like a pass to himself.
But look how he backed right in there. Golly. That's not.
And Noah and Gallagher both crashed the net, so an early lead for the Canadians. That's got to feel great for Gallagher, who hadn't been in the series until tonight. He scores 3 minutes in. I think Struble gets the other assist. Kerfoot, of course, got the primary helper, so the Lightning are down early. Here's Matheson in the Montreal end. Feeding it on the right side, Demidov. Turns it into the Lightning end. Braden Point collects, right wing to Radish. At the right side, Kucherov got it out to center ice. Retaking is Demidov. Drops it for Carrier. Right wing Slavkovsky into the Lightning zone. Uri Slavkovsky steps to the right circle. Slavkovsky tucks at Demidov right corner. Ivan Demidov checked by Darren Radish. A pass stolen by J.J. Moser. Moser is bumped. Where's that puck? Moser kicks it up the near boards. Kucherov reels it in and puts it off the near glass out to center ice. Matheson loses Hagel. Hagel chases it across the line. Carrier a steal. Carrier clears. Here's Slavkovsky barreling into the Lightning end. Slavkovsky right circle shot over the net. Rebound is going to carry the puck all the way back to the Montreal zone. Not quite 4 minutes in, one of the Canadiens. Mike Matheson has the puck by the Montreal net. Left side outlet, Gouli. Turns it to center ice in Suzuki. Canadiens playing really well to start this game. You can see Suzuki dumps it in. McDonough gloves it down and chops it out.
Well, they're moving.
They're in sync, yeah, very much so. Anderson off the feed from Gouli directs it back in. Here's McDonough in the Lightning near corner. Looking to make a play to Cirelli. Taking away Caulfield. High slide to Hudson. Center point Gouli shoots. Save Vasilevsky. He'll take a whistle.
No, stay away.
15:44 left in the first. One of the Canadiens.
I said stay away from the stuff. Chernak was going to cross-check Anderson, and the referee was standing right there waiting. And he didn't do it, so no penalty. Face-off will come to the left of Vasilevsky. But Montreal are coming through the neutral zone with a lot of speed.
This is how they looked at the beginning of Game 2. I remember that.
Yeah.
And they had a great opening 40 minutes in Game 2, even though that was a game the Lightning won. Point and Doc to the left of Vasilevsky. So the early advantage to the Canadiens, not just on the scoreboard, they are carrying play.
Definitely.
50-50 in the draw. Crozier, I'm going to get it away from Texier. Point there too. Puck alive in the Lightning end. Who's going to come up with it? Ooh, hard check. Lilleberg knocked down Bolduc. No call was made. The puck alive though for Hudson right point. Hudson shot a wide right. Rebound Bolduc by the net. Bolduc tied up. Bolduc stays with it. He'll turn to Doc left circle. Kirby Doc left point to Gouli off his stick, and Kucherov will force it out to center ice. Maneuver it across the blue line. Good back check. Hudson steals it and reverses for Bolduc into the Lightning zone. Bolduc is checked to the ice by Braden Point, who takes the puck away. 1-0. The Lightning trail in the first. Point wheels to center. Left side feed Hagel across the blue line. Brandon Hagel at the left point. Shoot save made by Dobesh. Kucherov follows up left corner to Radish right circle. Radish goes behind the Montreal net. Kucherov looks to get it away from Carrier. He couldn't. And Carrier pitches it out. Puck is going to deflect into the Lightning end for Darren Radish. Headman feed Moser to the red line. Moser backhands it in. That hit off of Danault, who clears. Radish right back across the Montreal line. Radish, left circle feed Gonsalves. Shoot, save made, rebound is swatted.
Good shot.
Around the near boards to Struble, or by Struble. It's held in Moser, right point. Right corner Gonsalves, right circle James. James loses Danault. He'll force it out. Kerfoot to center. Kerfoot slowed by Radish. Poke check, big play. And grabbing it is Moser in the Lightning end. Moser pivoting away from Danault. 1-0 the Canadiens lead in the first. Danault chasing Moser behind the net. That's how the Canadiens are playing right now, very aggressively. Here's James off the feed, right wing Bjorkstrand maneuvers it in. Dobesh leaves it for Jackeye by the net. A pass stolen, Gage Gonsalves. Gonsalves checked by Arbor Jackeye. Where's that puck? Bjorkstrand knuckleballs it behind the Montreal net. Grabbing it Gonsalves. Gage Gonsalves in the right corner. Turns it right circle to James. James open. Shoot! Save Dobesh, and he holds on. That was a good shift for the Lightning. They trail 1-0. 13:55 left in the first on Lightning Radio.
Lightning fans, it's time to light the lamp. And with Pro Power on board available in the Ford F-150, your truck becomes a mobile generator so you can light the lamp, the campsite, or even power the job site. No wonder Ford F-Series has been the best-selling truck in America for 48 straight years. See your local Ford dealer and light the lamp in a new Ford truck. Ford F-150, the official truck of the Tampa Bay Lightning. See owner's manual for important operating instructions.
Hi, Andrew Duncan of the Duncan Duo team at LPT Realty. Are you looking to get a bidding war for your high-end luxury home? Go with the Duncan Duo team, the official real estate agents of the Tampa Bay Lightning. Both of our two most recent multi-million-dollar listings got several competing offers in a bidding war. That's how you get top dollar for your luxury home. Go with a billion-dollar producer, expert marketing, and expert negotiations with Tampa's best real estate team, the Duncan Duo at LPT Realty. Visit us at DuncanDuo.com. That's DuncanDuo.com.
Going on vacation? We're here for it. With kids who turn the back seat into a courtroom drama over whose tablet is louder, whose charger is faster, and why watching the same cartoon for the 100th time is a human right? Yep, we totally have vehicles to handle that. Because whether it's a road trip or a business trip, where your flight's delayed, your phone's at 2%, and your dinner, whatever's open, yeah, here for that too. Enterprise, we're here for it.
This is the Stanley Cup Playoffs on Lightning Radio.
Brendan Gallagher in the lineup. Scores for Montreal on a rebound on a scramble play in front, 3 minutes in. Well, he's always gone to the front of the net.
Yes,
Gallagher.
he sure has.
And Kerfoot really made the play, getting the puck to a dangerous area. Face off to the left of Dobesh.
Yeah, but on that play, Kerfoot came through the middle with tons of speed.
Yeah, Lightning had a little bit of a bobble in the neutral zone.
There was a big gap between the defenseman and the guy coming back. This face-off will be to the left of Dos now. You know, folks, they said there's only been 2 face-offs in this game so far. Can you believe that? I don't know.
It feels like there's been more. Point and Deno, won by Deno. Matheson flips it out. Puck is going to bounce to Demi-Dive. He'll rattle it in. Radish curls by the Lightning net. Radish is checked by Demi-Dive. Radish gets it away for Hagel. Hagel turns it out. Point to center ice. 2-on-2 with Kucherov. Point zigzags across the blue line. Right point to Kucherov. Shoot, save made Dobesh. He'll sprawl forward and corral the rebound and get a whistle. 13:35 left in the first. 1-0 Canadiens.
Good shot.
Some of the Buccaneers players in attendance, enthusiastically cheering on the Lightning.
They're enjoying themselves.
Yes, they are. Well, they're in off-season, yeah. Dano and Point to the left of Dobesh. Won by the Canadiens. Here's Matheson in the Montreal near corner, pitching it out. Puck bounces to Demi-Dive. Will force it in, holds on a Moser stick. Slavkovsky is after it. Slavkovsky wins it right circle. He's checked by Radish. Radish fell on the puck. Now comes free Deno. Philip Deno checked. Radish a steal.
No.
Gave it away. Slavkovsky. Radish has it back and bounces to Hagel at center. Hagel is stick tied up, but forces it for Kucherov. Across the line, back for Hagel off the stick.
Tough luck.
Pioneer changing D, but Demi-Dive can't make a play with it. He got stripped by Chernak, who goes to McDonough on the Lightning end. McDonough flips it to center ice. Good stick there in the neutral zone. Suzuki. That looked offside. They said it was okay across the blue line. Right circle, Anderson off his stick and out of the zone. McDonough feeds Hagel. Long shift for Brandon Hagel. Here he comes though across the Montreal line. Left circle shot wide right. Puck followed up by Gensel right circle. Gensel is checked. Caulfield touches it out. Suzuki to center. 1-0 Montreal in the first. Suzuki bounces it in. Anderson after left corner. Anderson bumped. Leaves it Suzuki.
Oh, come on,
Nick Suzuki
boys.
to the center point Hudson. Penalty coming up on the Lightning. Hudson takes a shot. Save Vasilevsky. Rebound is loose. Shot again by Caulfield. Save Vasilevsky. So the first penalty of the game goes to the Lightning.
Who is it? McDonough?
McDonough, yeah.
Oh, boy.
He knocked down Suzuki in front.
Yeah.
Tampa 27, double minor penalty for high sticking.
Double minor. He got the stick up. So back-to-back power plays for Montreal. Already early in Game 5, a huge sequence.
He must have gotten blood on him. This is huge, is right. They're real big.
Now, if Suzuki is legitimately cut and needs repairs, he can't start the power play, but if they can get him cleaned up in time, they're saying he has to start on the bench. Now, he's been their guy taking face-offs, but I'm sure they're going to get him out there as soon as possible.
He might have got hit in the nose. Bleeding nose.
Slide insurance penalty kills 1 and 2 here for the Lightning. Canadians are 26.3% of the power play in the series. They're going to send Doc out for the faceoff against Sorelli to the left of Vasilevsky. Doc tossed. So Slavkovsky will take it on his weak side against Sorelli. 50-50. It's won by the Lightning. Moser puts it around to the near boards. Gensel, can he jab it out? Yes. Down the near side, the length of the ice. And Suzuki's going to come on the ice for Doc. Power play, double minor on the Lightning underway for Montreal. Lane Hudson, right wing Caulfield to the red line. Slips it for Suzuki, speeding up the middle. Across the line, nice move to the slot. He shoots wide right. Another wide shot. Now Demi-Dive looks to center. It's blocked. Caulfield left corner. Zips it, center point. Demi-Dive shoots, blocked. Rebound Hudson holds in center point. Right point Demi-Dive. They're zipping it around. Left circle Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky, left corner to Caulfield. Cole Caulfield on the 4-minute power play. Caulfield spinning left circle. Caulfield bumped it for Hudson, does hold it in. Lane Hudson. Left circle Caulfield. 3:18 in the double minor. Now it's Suzuki left circle. Suzuki holds. Left circle Caulfield. Cole Caulfield looking things over. Left circle to Suzuki. Cross ace feed. Shot taken right circle. Demi-Dive hit traffic in front. Demi-Dive right corner. Zips it right point Hudson. Left circle Suzuki. Suzuki holds. Shoots! Save Vasilevsky! Covers. Slavkovsky took a late jab, and the Lightning react on him. This power play for Montreal looks like their power play in Game 1. Very quick puck movement. 2:58 left in the double minor. One of the Canadiens in the first.
Yeah, they're passing it around very, very well, and they're moving it quick. You can give the Lightning a chance to get in there because the puck is moving so quickly.
The second unit comes out for this next sequence.
Face off to the right of us in this line.
Newhook and Gord on the draw. .50-50. Who's got it? Gord is after it along the near boards. The stick got lifted by Newhook. Held in Matheson, center point. Matheson feeds it right circle and Bolduc. Bolduc centers it looking for a tip. It just missed. The stick in front. Here's Texier. Left circle to Matheson. Left circle Alexander Texier. Left point Matheson. 2:38 in the double minor. Matheson angles center point. Left circle Texier. He shoots, blocked, and the rebound spiked out of there by Gergensons. Down the near side of the length of the ice. 9 minutes played in the first. Lightning down 1-0. On the penalty kill for another 2:28. Matheson winds up. Walks it to center ice. Drive past Newhook. Newhook to the center ice circle. Wheels across the blue line. Got stripped by Hagel. Brandon Hagel out shorthanded with Cirelli. Hagel down the right wing. Cross the right circle. Hagel cuts to the middle. A shot blocked. The rebound is grabbed by Doc. 2:08 left in the double minor. Doc kind of settling things down back in his own end.
That was a great play by Matheson.
Doc wheels across the Lightning line. One penalty up. Puck is alive for Bolduc right point. Cross ice Texier left circle. Lightning set up their penalty kill box. Texier at the left circle. Center point Matheson. Matheson holds. Left circle to Texier. 1:48 in the penalty. Center point Matheson shot it wide left. Again, the rebound right in front, but it's grabbed by Doc. He doesn't shoot. He'll take it left circle. Kirby Doc, left point Texier. Now Lane Hudson back off the Lightning, or the Montreal bench. Right circle Bolduc. Bolduc a pass blocked by Gord. Gord kicks it for Moser, and he slams it down the ice. Hagel is after it. Out to play it is Dobesh. Dobesh takes it into the far corner. Hagel backs off, ready for a change. Dobesh leaves it for Lane Hudson. 1:22 left in the power play. Hudson, a drop pass out of the reach of Suzuki initially. Now Suzuki grabs and taps for Caulfield. Cole Caulfield cuts up the middle at center. Across the Lightning line is checked. Puck tracked by Crozier in the Lightning far corner, trying to bang it out.
Good job.
Deflected pass. Hudson goes down the ice. 1:03 left in the double minor. Hudson retreats behind the Montreal net. Canadiens have a 1-0 lead in the first. Hudson under the rush. Right wing Caulfield to the red line. Deals for Nick Suzuki. Barrels into the Lightning end. Right point Demidov. A pass hits. Cirelli comes out of the zone. A regroup Hudson. 46 in the penalty. Left wing Caulfield. Slings it in. Hard around. Played by Lilleberg. He'll blast it down the ice. Still time left in this Montreal power play. Dobesh feeds it himself to Suzuki at center. He'll drop it off Slavkovsky. 32 in the penalty. Slavkovsky across the blue line. And it's Demidov right circle. Demidov checked by Gonsalves. Following up Caulfield by the net. A pass stolen by Moser. Moser looked to clear it. Finds Chernak. Chernak dangerously in front. Does protect it. He'll sling it down the near side of the length of the ice. Now, Lightning are nearing the finish line of this 4-minute kill. 13 seconds left in it. The Canadiens are going to get a change here, but here's Hudson. Pedaling out to center. Lane Hudson. Across the blue line, onside of the right circle. Hudson pulls up. Hudson checked. Chernak a steal by the net. Chernak golfs it around the near boards. Held in Evans. Drops to left point Deno. Penalty is up. But here's Evans left circle. Left corner Anderson. Anderson looks to center it. McDonough out of the box grabs it. McDonough taps it up the near boards. Lightning needed to clear here. It's grabbed by Hagel. He'll backhand it out. Canadiens are 0 for 2 in the game in the power play. The Lightning keep the game 1-0. Center ice Carrier. It's checked by Hagel. He dumps it in. Cirelli out to Hagel at center ice. Cross ice Radish up the left side at center. Radish across the Montreal line, center point. He'll look for Hagel. It was too far in front of him. Matheson will grab it behind the Montreal net. Right wing Carrier. Carrier feeds to center. Radish a block, but Evans gets it back and slings it in. 2 big kills for the Lightning to keep the game 1-0. Lilleberg feeds it up the middle, and Gensel in a traffic jam across the blue line, and it's grabbed and cleared by Doc into the Lightning end. Texier pursues it, jostling with Lilleberg. Lilleberg and Texier kind of cancel each other out. Who's got the puck? Gensel looking to dig it free. Up the near boards point for Radish. Darren Radish banks it forward. Bjorkstrand skates across the line. Bjorkstrand open left circle. Bjorkstrand holds. Backhand shot! I thought that went in, but it hit the crossbar. Boy, that was close. Play continues. Wow. What a backhand shot from Bjorkstrand. Here's Bolduc. Spinning to Doc at center. Well, no reaction from Bjorkstrand. I guess he saw it didn't go in. It stumped into the Lightning end. Pursuing his Bolduc. McDonough gets it away. Right wing Bjorkstrand. Bjorkstrand is checked. Puck held in Struble. Left point shot blocked by Chernak. Or Chernak out to center ice. Chernak on the right wing gains the red line and hammers it in. 7 minutes left in the first. Lightning get a crossbar right there. Still on 1-0. Gonçalves blocks the Dobish clearing attempt. Holds it in right circle momentarily. Evans flips that out of play. Is this a penalty? Yes! The Lightning get a power play when we come back. 6:54 left in the first. 1 to the Canadiens on Lightning Radio.
Spectrum TV Fixed TV and combined all your favorite sports streaming apps with live TV.
32! Blue 32! Hot height! It's only more Hail Marys!
It's only more bottom of the ninth magic.
It's only more slow motion replays.
It's only getting all the sports with over $100 worth of streaming apps like ESPN, Fox One, Tennis Channel, Peacock, and more, included with live TV at no extra cost. It's only the way TV should be. It's only everything. Learn more at SpectrumTV.com.
NHL fans, give yourself some great looks this season and get Lightning tickets at Ticketmaster. As the official ticket marketplace of the Tampa Bay Lightning and the NHL, Ticketmaster has a wide selection of tickets available for every game, so you can catch all the action live all season long. If your plans change, you can sell or transfer your tickets, and mobile tickets make it easy to get into the arena in time for puck drop. With Ticketmaster, you'll ensure that when they shoot, you'll score. Get tickets today at Ticketmaster.com/Lightning.
Celebrating over 20 years as the exclusive practice facility of the Tampa Bay Lightning, the TGH Iceplex in Brandon offers activities for people of all ages. Come check out your year-round home for adult and youth hockey leagues featuring 2 NHL regulation size rinks, ice and figure skating lessons, open public skating, laser tag, birthday parties, and more. Visit tghiceplex.com for more information. The TGH Iceplex, the exclusive practice facility of the Tampa Bay Lightning.
You're listening to the Stanley Cup Playoffs on Lightning Radio.
Lightning down 1-0, but they just got through a successful 4-minute penalty kill. Right after that, Bjorkstrand a chance on the backhand from the bottom of the left face-off circle. Crossbar and posted hit.
No.
But then as play continues, Jake Evans put the puck out of play, so he's in the box for delay of game at 13:06. Tico power play number 1, and the Canadiens do not have Evans, who has been so good on the penalty kill for Montreal, particularly in the circle.
You know, a funny thing is that there's Declan. Sorry, I just saw somebody on. I got carried away. But a goal post, a crossbar, then a goal post.
Unlucky there.
How about that? How lucky you are.
That was a nice lead feed from Radish to allow Bjorkstrand to skate onto the puck.
Bank it off the boards.
All right, face-off between Suzuki and Gensel, and it's won by the Lightning. Radish controls center point. Left circle, Hagel. Brandon Hagel drifts to the left point. Lightning set it up. Left corner, it's Gensel. Jake Gensel to Kucherov, right circle, center point, Radish. Shoot, save made, rebound. Bounces to Kucherov, right circle. Back for Radish to the right point. Right circle, Nikita Kucherov. Kucherov holds. Right circle, Gensel. Jake Gensel, back for Kucherov at the center point. Left circle to Radish. Fires, save made Dobish. Carrier looks to golf it out, and he will. Here is Suzuki shorthanded, drifting on the right wing. Kucherov back defensively. Suzuki cuts in front. Save Vasilevsky, a beautiful stop. Kerfoot follows up right corner. Suzuki stays out there. Kerfoot tied up by Radish. So the Lightning had Radish a little down low, and Suzuki one-on-one against Kucherov. Got the shot off. That was a huge save by Vasilevsky to keep it 1-0 Montreal. Kucherov to point at center. Across the Montreal line, pulls up right circle. Chips at right point to Gensel. Center point Radish. 1:06 in the penalty. Back for Jake Gensel, right circle, right corner. Kucherov off his stick. Goulet a steal, gave it away. Kucherov, right corner. Right circle Gensel. Turns at center point Radish. A pass deflects to Kucherov, right circle. In front point. Shoot, save made. Rebound point again. Takes it behind the net. Maneuvers to Hagel, left corner. Hagel tied up. Hagel trying to keep it alive. Deno is there. Where's the puck? It's going to bounce to Hagel. He's stripped by Goulet, though. Goulet for Matheson. He'll fire it down the ice. 38 seconds left in the power play. The Lightning get a change on the power play unit.
Couple of chances, good shots, good save.
Darren Radish hands it off to Gage Gonçalves. 1-0 Montreal in the first. Gonçalves gives to James. He couldn't step around Kerfoot. Kerfoot on a counter. Kerfoot wheels into the Lightning zone, short-handed left circle. Kerfoot still going. He almost walked through Moser. Moser bangs it up the middle. The Lightning couldn't get it out initially, but following up is Cirelli. 13 of the penalty. Couple of short-handed looks for the Canadiens. Cirelli across the blind, steps right circle, cuts in front. He's tackled by Hudson, no call. Rebound Moser. Trying to hold it in, couldn't. It got cleared by Carrier. Moser put it back in. That's an offside against the Lightning. 4 seconds left in the Evans minor, so the Lightning looks like they're not going to convert. They had a couple of looks. So did the Canadiens, though. One of the Montreal.
What a great play by Suzuki as he cut across and peeked out Kucherov and put it on the net. And a great left pad save by Vasilevsky. Dostal made a great save off a point right in the middle of the rink, right in the middle of the ice.
Slavkovsky and Gord won by Gord. Penalty almost stopped. Here's Chernak, a final rush across the Montreal line right point. We're back to 5-on-5. Crossey's Gergensen's left circle. Knocks down Carrier. Gord grabs left corner. Looking for Bjorkstrand left circle. Bjorkstrand put it toward the middle. Blocking it is Hudson for Evans. There's a broken stick on the ice. Carrier in the Canadiens' far corner. Looks to maneuver to Demidov. Demidov does clear. McDonough traps it down. Feeds Gord up the middle. Across the line, Bjorkstrand jams it in, but he couldn't get it away from Struble. Struble is checked. Gord to keep. Looks to set up a teammate. It's bouncing around. Chernak trying to hold it in against Slavkovsky, his former Olympic teammate. Slavkovsky maneuvers it for Hudson behind the net. Struble. Back for Lane Hudson. Lightning down 1-0 in the first. Lane Hudson for Montreal walks it up the middle. Canadiens go right to left in the first. Hudson, little outlet, Jaden Struble. Struble to the red line. Bangs it up the middle. Texier does carry it across the blue line, falls down. Connor Geekie grabs. Geekie bumps it around to the far side, Lilleberg. Left wing feed. It is Gonçalves turning to Corey Perry across the Montreal line. Perry shoots on the slot.
Nice
save made Dobesh, and he'll take a whistle. TV timeout. 3:53 left in the first. It is 1-0 Montreal on Lightning Radio.
With Marathon Rewards, you'll earn on every fill-up, which is amazing news for every kind of driver out there. Whether you're a wait forever to filler-upper, a routine topper-offer, a relentless road tripper, an occasional commuter, or just a regular old point A to beer, everyone can earn rewards and save up to $1 a gallon. And you can join Marathon Rewards online, through the app, and even at the pump, making signing up easy for every kind of signer-upper. At participating locations, terms and conditions apply.
Get your daily dose of Lightning hockey with Lightning Power Lunch. Greg Linnelli here. Join me and Dave Mishkin every weekday at noon Eastern for an hour of in-depth analysis, breaking news, and insider info on the Tampa Bay Lightning. You can listen live in the Lightning mobile app or watch the live stream on Facebook, X, and YouTube. Just follow @Bolts Radio. Miss the show? No worries. Download the podcast anytime in your favorite app. That's Lightning Power Lunch, weekdays at noon on the Lightning Audio Network.
To be a real winner is to make a difference in your community. The Chief here for the Mosaic Company and the Goals for Food program. For the last 12 seasons, Mosaic has donated more than $1.3 million to help local families. Mosaic will once again donate $1,000 for every goal and $1,500 for every hat trick scored by a Lightning player at home. Mosaic will also donate $5,000 for every home game that goes into overtime. So let's cheer on the Bolts as we work together to fight hunger. Learn more about Mosaic's mission to help the world grow the food it needs at mosaicco.com.
This is the Stanley Cup Playoffs on Lightning Radio.
A 1-0 Montreal lead, 3:53 left in the first. The Canadiens had a great start to this game, and it seemed like the Lightning got a lot of momentum from that 4-minute kill, but they're still down 1.
Yeah.
And they're 0 for 1 now on the power play.
They've had some chances, though, and so Montreal, that play that Suzuki made shorthanded on.
Yep.
And Cooch was back there, and forward sometimes they don't really know how to take the man. You know, they follow the puck a little bit when they're back there, and that's what he did. And Suzuki got a good shot, great save.
Sorelli and Suzuki, but Sorelli's tossed to the right of Dobesh, so Gensel taken instead. Now Suzuki thrown out. So Anderson and Gensel on the face-off. Gensel wins it cleanly. J.J. Moser at the left point. Steps left circle. Checked by Suzuki. Following up Gensel in the left corner. Gensel gets help from Sorelli. Behind the net. He'll dump it to Radish right point. Left point Moser, a man right on him. He flips it wide left of the net. Rebound is going to pinball to Anderson. Couldn't clear it past Kucherov. High sticks it down. Carrier touches the net, so play continues. Carrier clears. Radish pumps it back in. Here is Gensel at the left circle, winning it. Jake Gensel turns to the left point of Moser. Right circle, Kucherov whiffs on a one-timer. That was a hard pass to him. Kucherov knocks down Matheson, who fell on the puck. Where is it? Comes free to Cole Caulfield. Caulfield out from Montreal to center ice. Maybe a 3-on-2. Good step up. Radish ties up Caulfield momentarily. Now Suzuki follows up and drops it all the way back to his own zone for Caden Gooley. Canadians, I think, are going to get a change here. Yeah, so too will the Lightning. Gooley gives it to Matheson with 3 minutes left in the first. Canadians have that 1-0 lead. Mike Matheson looks up ice. Right side feed, Kerfoot dumps it in. McDonough reels it in. Tried to clear it. Kerfoot blocks it, right point. A pass knocked away by Point. Point tied up, couldn't clear. Held in Danault. Not well done by the Lightning right there. Finally, McDonough for Gord. Out to Hagel, not out of the zone. Hagel finally feeds Point. He's forced back to his own zone. Now he pivots and just walks up the left wing. Into the offensive end left point. Point checked by Gallagher, gets away. Braden Point angles center point. Right point Crozier. Left side feed, it's Hagel at the left circle. Brandon Hagel peels center point. Hagel stops. Hagel banks it. Left corner, Braden Point. Good ozone shift here for the Lightning. Point to the left circle. Point drifts left point. A little pass deflects behind the net. Gord is there. Yanni Gord keeps it moving to Lilleberg left corner. And we're getting both guys called for a penalty here.
Gord's going to get holding the stick. I know that.
So we'll get a 4-on-4 for 2 minutes with 2:08 left in the period.
Probably cross-checking and holding the stick. But we'll wait and see.
I know. 37 Tampa, minor penalty. Holding the stick. Montreal 21, minor penalty. Holding, 4-on-4.
Holding? They both are holding each other.
Yeah.
Maybe we should have played music. They could have.
Well, that's the sort of play that sometimes is just allowed in the playoffs, right? Like you're allowed to kind of battle for position, but I guess both of them cross the line.
I guess. He's holding the stick, no doubt. And Gooley is holding him. 4-on-4, face off to the right of Dobish.
Evans will take it against Gensel. Remember, Gensel scored during a 4-on-4 in Game 4. Evans wins it. Carrier behind the net. Matheson fumbles it a bit, follows up. Tying him up is Kucherov. Held in Radish. Right point. Works it by the Montreal net. Jakub Dovish slips it for Carrier. Carrier trying to clear it for Evans. Under pressure. He'll work it behind his own net for Matheson. 4-on-4 hockey right now. Matheson back for Evans in the far corner. Again, bumps it backwards. Carrier for Evans. Taps it out. Slavkovsky to center. 1-on-1 against Radish. Slavkovsky wheels into the Lightning end right circle. Backhand shot. Save made Vasilevsky. Keeps it moving. Moser. Left wing Gensel. Turns for Kucherov. Right wing Radish. 1-on-2 up the middle. Radish knuckleballs it in and chases. Jostling with Matheson. Radish is going to knock at the puck away from Matheson. He'll feed Slavkovsky, left wing Demidov. Canadians are getting a change. 1:20 left in the period. A little less time than that in the 4-on-4. Winding up for the Canadians is Hudson. Clears to center ice. An interception, Hagel. Back cross the line. Crozier right circle. Crozier holds. Shoots. And a good job by Dobish to cut down the angle. There was his aggressiveness on display, and it really helped him. He cut down the angle on Crozier, made the save and covered. 1:09 left in the period. 1-0 Montreal.
And Matheson cross-checked Crozier when he's just skating away. Crozier responded by cross-checking him. Referee went and talked to him about it. But Crozier, he should have shot that a little quicker.
Yeah.
He was not thinking shoot, and there is, to me, been a Lightning problem for 3 years now.
Danault and Cirelli to the left of Dobish. Won by the Canadians. Carrier by the Montreal net. Hounding him is Hagel. Can Hagel force a steal? Carrier looking to find a teammate. Minute to go in the period. Puck is going to come free to Danault. Philip Danault veers behind the Montreal net to the far corner. Carrier. The Lightning's forecheck has really pinned the Canadians back a bit. Lane Hudson, a pass misses, but it comes out of the zone. 38 seconds left in the 4-on-4. A regroup. Crozier and McDonough is ready to go to the bench for a change. Now he has to feed it back for Max Crozier.
Come on,
Crozier
go
controls.
forward, guys.
Right wing Hagel. Cross ice feed, it's Moser. Moser in the Lightning end. Left wing Cirelli. Cirelli a pass off escape, but Cirelli looks to pursue it and bang it forward. That got broken up by Carrier. Cirelli stays with it. Goes cross ice for Max Crozier. 20 seconds left in the period. Crozier drops it for Moser, who retreats by the Lightning net. Time winds down to the period. Moser in front of the net, now back behind the net. We are back to 5-on-5 right now, but only 8 seconds left in the period. Kucherov gets the feed from Moser up the middle. Across the line, Kucherov. A drop pass comes out of the zone, and that should do it. So the Gallagher goal is going to be the only goal so far in the game. Lightning got through a big 4-minute kill, but they're still down 1 after 1. Greg has the first intermission report coming up on Lightning Radio.
Gabby Shirley and Ben Pierce get you ready for the week with the Into the Blue podcast. Every Monday, they'll break down what's ahead for the Lightning and share behind-the-scenes stories you won't hear anywhere else. Into the Blue podcast, Monday afternoons in your favorite podcast app and in the Lightning mobile app.
Spectrum TV fixed TV and combined all your favorite sports streaming apps with live TV.
32, Blue 32, hot hype.
Hi, it's Ken Connors. When I need to take a little break from keeping up with the news, you know what I do? I go get my Habs fix and I check in with Campbell versus Gallo. Sean and Mitch cover everything from why the team has a hard time protecting a lead to who should be playing on the first line with Nick and Cole. It's a great hang for any fan. They've got your hot takes, your Habs lunch. It's simply hockey heaven. Campbell versus Gallo, drop by any weekday morning after 10 like I do here on TSN 690.
This ad is paid for and approved by Campbell versus Gallo and unpaid associates.
I've always wondered what kind of tires they put on the Zamboni.
I bet they're not summer tires.
Maybe all season?
I doubt it.
Yeah, good point.
Point S, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
Jeez, feels like the Habs are always on the road.
I hope they have good tires.
They fly.
Yeah, good point.
Point S. Until June 30th, get $100 on a prepaid card when you buy 4 eligible Hankook tires. Details at points.ca.
Cheer on your favorite team at Winnie's, the Sir Winston Churchill Pub and Winnie's Restaurant and Bar, your ultimate hockey fever headquarters in the city. Catch every game live with great food, cold drinks, and unbeatable atmosphere. 1459 Crescent.
I'm with a Habs fan. Heading into the next game, what are you hoping for?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about winning battles, winning draws, and winning tickets.
Tickets?
Yeah, Desjardins has this contest to win tickets. You put your name in, give yourself a chance, and you live with the result, you know?
You heard it, Desjardins members. Enter the Take Your Shot contest for a chance to win 2 tickets to the next Habs home game. Contest details and entry at desjardins.com/Habs. Conditions apply.
For the first time in a decade, the NHL returns to the great outdoors of Winnipeg.
The Heritage Classic.
October 25th, Mark Scheifele and the Winnipeg Jets face off against Nick Suzuki and the Montreal Canadiens. Outdoors at Princess Auto Stadium in the Tim Hortons NHL Heritage Classic.
Get that outdoor feel in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Don't miss your chance to experience hockey outdoors live.
Hockey under the sky.
Get your tickets now at NHL.com/Heritage Classic.
The first intermission is brought to you by Wegovy. Ask your doctor for Wegovy by name and visit wegovy.ca for savings. Some exclusions may apply.
Played in around the Montreal net, comes over to Brendan Gallagher, who gets his first touch in this Stanley Cup playoffs. On the ice right now with Newhook and Philip Deneau. Now here's Newhook in from center through the middle with a low shot. Stopped by Vasilevsky. Back out in front and they score! And Brendan Gallagher in his first shift of this year's Stanley Cup playoffs has made it 1-0 for Montreal.
First shift, first shot for Gallagher, and it's a burst of speed through the neutral zone for Alex Newhook. He fires the puck wide, but ends up getting his own rebound. Can't quite put it away, but the puck is lying there, and guess who comes in from behind? It's Brendan Gallagher, as he always does, finds his way to the blue paint and makes an immediate impact on this game, opens the scoring for the Canadiens, 1-0 in Tampa.
Welcome back to Montreal Canadiens hockey here on TSN 690. I'm Mitch Gallagher. Peter Frionis with me. Canadiens lead the Tampa Bay Lightning by a score of 1-0. After one period of play, your first period scoring summary, well, you heard the goal. It was Brendan Gallagher 3 minutes in. His first of the playoffs in his first game on his first shift, on his first shot. Alex Newhook with the assist. It is time for the first intermission roundtable. And we have our color commentator, JP O'Connor, with us. JP, obviously Gallagher was going to score tonight.
Oh, clearly, especially in the first shift on his first shot. I mean, that was obvious, wasn't it, Mitch? It was obvious.
You know what? Looking back, it kind of was obvious.
Yeah, I listen. I'm only half joking when I say that because you and I had talked about this, and it's not a moment that Gallagher is going to be intimidated by, right? And of course, everybody is surprised with the way that things started, but I don't think you can be surprised with the type of goal that it was. Now, Corey Perry makes a hash of things in the neutral zone as that play develops. And what ends up happening is the defensemen keep backing up. They think that Corey Perry's going to get that puck and go up ice with it. And instead, he makes the turnover to Newhook, who's coming with pace. Eric Chernak is stuck. He's stuck flat-footed with somebody coming at him at 1,000,000 miles an hour. And Newhook recognizes this, uses him as a screen, fires the puck. But he's still flat-footed, Chernak. He can't get back. And then, it's an awkward bounce off of the back wall. And Vasilevsky's kind of scrambling to that right post. And it's in an awkward spot for him as well. And he kind of loses track as to where Newhook is going to be. It's almost in a blind spot, and Newhook, you can see as he's coming to collect that puck, the decision is already made that he's going to try to cut this back net front as opposed to jam it in, except of course that Vasilevsky can't see this. So Vasilevsky does his best, keeps the puck kind of alive rather than going in the back of the net, and then who ends up coming up to clean it, to clean up the mess, as he always does. So for as much, Mitch, as it was a surprise, the type of goal is not a surprise. If Gallagher was going to score one tonight, it was going to be like that, and it just so happens for the Canadiens that it was on shift number 1 for him.
JP, I found that late in that period, the Canadiens really struggled to break out of their zone, and I feel like it has been a common occurrence throughout this series. Why do you think that is? Why do you think the Habs have struggled as much as they have here?
It's one of the keys that I have, Pete, written down for me is for the Habs to have success is that they need to have clean zone exits. And what I think you see there is Tampa realizes that when the Canadiens get deep in their zone, and when I say deep in their zone, I mean really deep in their zone, when they're down below the goal line and their backs are turned, so they're looking at the glass trying to collect a puck, it is a trigger for Tampa Bay. They know at that point that everybody has to activate and try and get the Canadiens facing the boards, keeping them that way. And so it ends up being something that is that the Canadiens kind of do to themselves that Tampa Bay ends up reading and really leans on them. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Like, they get pinned in there, and then you've got the Hagels and the Kucherovs who are sniffing around. And the minute that there is any kind of turnover, you know that there's going to be a pass out into the high slot area and that there's going to be a high danger chance coming in. Canadiens need to clean it up, but more importantly, their zone exits have to be more effective.
JP, it's such a good opportunity for the Canadiens when McDonough high sticks Nick Suzuki takes the 4-minute power play, but that power play, those 4 minutes, that was a disaster.
Yeah, it was difficult, wasn't it, Mitch? And one thing I don't know if you noticed, but it was crystal clear to me that Tampa Bay is going to do two things. One is that they're going to pick their poison. If you are going to beat Tampa Bay tonight, or at least this is, I think, what they're looking at, it's going to be coming from the left-hand side of the ice. And in that instance, I mean, it's going to come from Suzuki, or it's going to come from Caulfield, or it's going to come from a play off of that flank. What is crystal clear to me is that the defenseman who is on the weak side is flexing out. Sticks are in the kind of middle passing lane so that Demidov is all but being taken away from the power play. So if you're going to beat him, you're going to get beat on the near side. It's not going to be a backdoor play. It's not going to be a cross seam one-timer to Demidov. It's going to have to come from Hudson over to Demidov if he's going to get a look, but it's not going to come from the Suzuki side of the ice. And I think it's a good it's a good strategy, whether or not you're able to kind of keep it like that all night. But I think in the first 4 minutes, or at least in the first couple of shifts that power play unit number one had, so the Slafkovsky and Suzuki group had out there was very little that was coming from the Demidov side of the ice. It was all focused on Suzuki and Caulfield.
What have you made of the new combinations, the new lines?
Have you figured them out yet? Because I haven't.
No, well, we saw Anderson get a look on that top line, right, with Suzuki and Caulfield.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Slafkovsky with Demidov and Newhook.
Yeah. So, Pete, I've always...
Evans, sorry.
Yeah, I've always been bullish on Anderson playing alongside Suzuki and Caulfield. And the reason for that is that I always felt like Anderson's pace and Anderson's size was going to do a lot of heavy lifting for both Suzuki and Caulfield. Now, the Canadiens tried that a couple of years ago, and it just didn't work out, did it? It just wasn't something that ever produced results consistently. And so they made the changes, and Anderson, in turn, has moved down the lineup, has been pretty consistently playing on a third line here the last couple of years. But I don't think it is a bad thing necessarily tonight, because I do feel like Caulfield needs a little bit of space. And if you're going to do the right thing, and the right thing for the Canadiens to do tonight will be for Suzuki to chip pucks, or for Caulfield to chip pucks on the strong side, so that Josh Anderson can get in, keep Vasilevsky away from the puck, start isolating defensemen, and let Anderson use his shoulders and let his physicality and let his intimidation reign, then I think it could be a good thing. I think it could be a good thing for Caulfield to get untracked, and same for Suzuki at 5-on-5.
Now, again, the first period just littered with penalties, and even a 4-on-4 sequence as well. How hard is it to get? You talk about not knowing what the lines are after one period of play. How hard is it for some of the guys that don't play special teams to get in a bit of a rhythm?
It's brutal. It is brutal, Mitch. And listen, when I was playing, I was lucky that I was first over the boards when it came to penalty killing. So, in a game like tonight, I would have been out there a lot, and I would have been right in my element, especially when it comes to draws and just kind of getting yourself into the game. John Cooper was talking the other day, and you go back and you look at Game 4 here in Montreal, and over a third of the game was played on the power play, either for the Canadiens or for Tampa Bay. But it just makes it that much more difficult. By the time the end of the second period is rolling around, and you've had 5 or 6 or 8 shifts or whatever it is they can get you out there, it just doesn't lend for players getting into any kind of rhythm. So I think with the line changes already that we've seen with the Canadiens, I think that's thrown a bit of a wrinkle at John Cooper and his staff in terms of who they're going to have out there to challenge and to try and hem in some of the offensive talent that Montreal has. And then you add penalties to that, and I think that first period has been a bit of a muddle, as I said, and Tampa will be happy to get out of it and reset.
Just very quickly on Nick Suzuki, I think he's had a lot of jump tonight and maybe looked pretty dynamic, more dynamic than he has in the first 4 games. What he made of his first period?
Well, one thing that I saw kind of mid to late period was Suzuki taking, I think it was a run, I think it was either at Radish, or I think it might have been Crozier on the back end, right outside the Canadiens bench. And it's not something necessarily you see a lot from Suzuki, but, there's times you take a high stick in the face, somebody takes a penalty on you or whatever it is, you're irritated, and sometimes it can get certain players revved up. Other players, it can pull them right out of a game and make them settle down or kind of shy away. It doesn't look like it's been the case so far this evening for Suzuki following that high stick. If anything, I think it's kind of charged him up.
Thanks as always, JP.
Thanks, Mitch.
Habs lead the Tampa Bay Lightning 1-0 after 1 here on TSN 690. Coming up next, we'll get you the second period of play with Victor Finley and JP O'Connor.
CKGM AM is TSN 690. Live streaming and on demand on Apple CarPlay and Android Auto through the iHeartRadio Canada app. Are you looking for a damage insurance broker that specializes in commercial insurance? There is only one name, Essor Insurance. Present in 12 regions in Quebec, Essor Insurance brokers are the perfect advisors for you. With more than 65 years experience, Essor Insurance is proud of its team of brokers who stand out for their ability to select the best products for your business. Call 833-370-2704 or visit Essor.ca to ask for a quote. You deserve the best broker there is. Essor Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
I'm with a Habs fan. Heading into the next game, what are you hoping for?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about winning battles, winning draws, and winning tickets.
Tickets?
Yeah, Desjardins has this contest to win tickets. You put your name in, give yourself a chance, and you live with the result, you know?
You heard it, Desjardins members. Enter the Take Your Shot contest for a chance to win 2 tickets to the next Habs home game. Contest details and entry at desjardins.com/Habs. Conditions apply.
Get ready, Lasso Montreal is back August 15 and 16 at Parc Jean Drapeau with Thomas Rhett, Mumford & Sons, John Party, Old Dominion, and many more. Weekend tickets and single-day tickets on sale now at LassoMontreal.com. Presented by Bell in collaboration with Coors Original. Voisin knows everything tastes better after a win. This playoff season, when the Habs take the win, the celebration continues at Voisin. Swing by the following day for a free small Bleu Blanc Rouge slush. Voisin, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Details and conditions in store.
Hey, so what did you want to talk about?
Well, I want to tell you about Wegovy.
Wegovy?
Yeah, Wegovy.
What about it?
On second thought, I might not be the right person to tell you.
Oh, you're not?
No, just ask your doctor about Wegovy. Yeah, ask for it by name.
Okay, so why did you bring me to the circus?
Oh, I'm really into lion tamers. You know, with the chair and everything.
Ask your doctor for Wegovy by name. Visit wegovy.ca for savings. Exclusions may apply.
Here, we like to keep it fresh because Tim's coffee is brewed fresh every 20 minutes. Whether you're on the go or at your desk, it's always the perfect time for Canada's favorite coffee, made with 100% premium Arabica beans. It's time for fresh. It's time for Tim's.
If Bell Fibe TV is now streaming, is it still TV? Is it still TV if there's no TV box? If I can stream all my favorite channels and pause and record shows, that's TV, right?
A new era of Fibe TV. It's streaming, but it's still TV.
Well, glad that's settled.
Bell. Connection is everything.
Canadiens hockey is presented by SOR Insurance. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back to Habs Hockey on TSN 690. Just getting settled in here for the start of the second period between the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. Victor Finley alongside JP O'Connor. And the Canadiens, JP, will be thrilled with a 1-0 lead after one period of play and trying to open things up a little bit more now in the second period, just like they did in Game 4.
Well, it'll be interesting to see early on, Victor, if it's going to be a kind of continuous flow for John Cooper and his staff, or are they going to try and continue to match? And you got to remember as well that, you know, it's 3-2 scores the last 3 games, 4 straight comeback wins. Long way to go. Lots of stuff yet to happen here in game number 5.
No score yet in the Battle of Pennsylvania, and what is a crucial game between the Pittsburgh Penguins and the Philadelphia Flyers. We could be in for a bunch of Game 7s this weekend. I don't know if I'm going to count on all 6 series going to 7, but it's still technically possible.
Yeah, we still got Utah and Vegas, who will drop the puck tonight at 10 o'clock.
Well, we are ready to go for the second period now at Benchmark International Arena in Tampa, Florida. Demidov, Slavkovsky, and Deneau will start for Montreal against Hagel, Kucherov, and Point. And the Canadiens moving from left to right in the second stanza will throw it right in behind the Lightning net to start us off. Fetched by Tampa Bay. Now here's Hagel out through center. Works it in. Tried to play it through the middle for Braden Point. Taken away, though, by the Canadiens. Now Demidov to center with Slavkovsky. Broke it up the Tampa Bay line. Picked up again by Slavkovsky and played in, but J.J. Moser will get right to it. Now snapped off the boards, down the ice. Caden Gooley will scoop it up for Montreal. Dishes off to Hudson, played inside of the Tampa net, nudged aside by Andrei Vasilevsky. Suzuki down low, tied up by Ryan McDonough. Gensel takes it away. And here goes Tampa Bay to center. McDonough throws it down ice off a couple sticks. Does find Cirelli. in Montreal territory. Now behind the net. Centering try for Ryan McDonough. Now another shot attempt from Eric Chernak. Goes off a body and the puck is played up and out. And again, the Lightning are calling for delay of game, puck over glass.
You can see Lane Hudson looking to his left and right, see if any of the referees have picked up on this or not. Sure that they will indeed have a discussion. You could also see Cirelli net front getting tangled up with Dobesh.
Oh, I think this could be another 2-minute minor, JP, for delay of game.
Yeah, no question. You see the reaction by Lane Hudson.
Montreal 48, 2 minutes for delay of game.
There it is. Second time tonight. Habs are going to go shorthanded on the same call.
Same call and a very similar play, isn't it? So the first one we saw, and that was Jake Evans on his backhand. The exact same thing happens here with Lane Hudson. Lane Hudson was in a bit of a different situation, though, as his stick had actually broken in half. He was holding the bottom half of that stick, didn't have a lot of control on it, and the puck whips up into the stands. And immediately, the reaction by Hudson as he starts to look left and right, he knows he's guilty. Tampa 0 for 1 in the power play, but they'll go back to see if they can tie this game up just over a minute into period number 2.
Face-off win for Montreal, and the Kill's going to get off to a good start as they clear it down ice. Lightning with Gensel, Hagel, Kucherov, Radish, and Point.
Clean face-off win for Jake Evans. It's an easy exit, and it's already 30 seconds off the clock.
Tampa Bay cross in over the Montreal line. Hagel, left side, downhill, tries a shot, ricochets off the leg of Alexander Carrier. Near side, back to Hagel, wanted to go to the line, it's cut off and skated to center by Jake Evans. And now he'll just throw it in. As Darren Radish is back to gather it for Tampa Bay. Lightning up to center. To the Montreal line. Hagel is tied up and the Habs play it out. Comes right back in, but it'll be Mike Matheson to settle it down over to Gooley, and he'll play that off the boards to center. Half the power play gone for Tampa Bay, and the Habs will play a keep away here. Skipped all the way in behind the Lightning net. Vasilevsky direction over to Darren Radish as Josh Anderson lost his stick.
It's Corey Perry who hung on to it.
So Anderson goes off as Dominic James carries into the Montreal zone. Second unit on for Tampa Bay. The Habs get another clear around the boards it out, and nothing is going for this Tampa Bay power play.
This is a careless play, though, by James. He takes Matheson one-on-one rather than turning this puck back up and trying to get things settled. And it's an easy clearance once Mike Matheson takes him off the puck. Canadians are able to collect it, fire it down the ice.
Tampa Bay back into the attacking zone. Moser up top, 5 seconds left of the power play. Shot goes off the stick of Evans, it broke it. Moser, near side, power play over. Moser with a try to the net that skips around, and it's picked up by Montreal. Here goes Lane Hudson speeding through center. He's going to be caught by Cirelli. Shrugs him off, though, as he sends it out in front. And Newhook is there on the doorstep, but Vasilevsky hangs on, holds his post, and will get the whistle. As Lane Hudson out of the box almost made it 2-0 Montreal.
Well, Hudson collects this puck as he comes out, and it looks like Cirelli, who's got a pretty good beat on him, is going to be able to angle all off into the wall, but it's the acceleration, it's the edge control. Cirelli ends up going down, and Newhook, very similar to what happened in the first period when he had a play in tight that led to Brendan Gallagher's first goal. He just can't elevate the puck past Vasilevsky to make it goal number 2.
D-zone face-off for Tampa. It's a win for Montreal. Jackeye over to Struble. Long shot. Doesn't get through. Broken stick there for Lilleberg. As the puck came to him, he couldn't clear it, of course. And now he'll go in with a hard hit on Kirby Dach behind the Lightning net. Taken away by Yanni Gordon. He'll shovel that all the way to center ice. Canadians play it in. Vasilevsky out to stop it. Lilleberg with a new twig. Starts ahead to center ice for Tampa Bay. Far side plays it in off the boards. chases after it down low in the Montreal zone. Good stick by Jakub Dobiš, foils a wraparound. Now Crozier with a shot. In for the line. That's stopped by Dobiš. And a big pile up in front. Crozier and Jackeye are tied up with one another on the ice. And Jakub Dobiš is feeling the effects here of this last sequence a little bit.
He might be a little bit slow to get up, and I can understand why as Crozier follows his shot in, and you can see the reaction by Jackeye immediately as he follows Crozier in, tries to pull him off the pile, ends up getting on top of Crozier in the slot area. But Dobiš, no question, don't know if he takes either a shot to the head or takes a stick to the neck. But if the Canadiens are the only ones who come out here with a penalty, as I think it might be Jackeye heading off to the box, I would be very surprised. And you will see the reaction from the Canadiens bench as they look at this video and don't understand how that ends up being a 4-on-4, or at least offsetting penalties.
Looks like it's going to be a Lightning man advantage, JP. They are 0 for 2. Did not look very effective at all on their last man advantage, and still trail this game 1-0. Lightning power play. Jackeye in the box for roughing. Tampa get it set up. Far side, Hagel. And give it away at center. Here's Evans. Clean cut breakaway. Moving in, and Vasilevsky holds the fort for Tampa. Lightning back down ice to center. Braden Point sets it up at the point for Darren Radish. Radish near side for Hagel. Hagel stays with it. Not much movement here on the Lightning man advantage as Kucherov throws it down low to Gensel. Back over to Kucherov with a wrister, blockered away by Jakub Dobiš. Kucherov again for the line. He got a good piece of that one, and it's a glove save by Dobiš for the whistle.
Oh, it's a pistol coming in from Kucherov, but the nice thing about it for him, for Dobiš rather, is that Matheson does the job that he needs to do as Hagel is starting to slide into position. But Victor, let's come back to that last sequence, and it was Kucherov with the careless giveaway, and it lets Jake Evans get in. Evans can feel the pressure from Radish coming in off of his right side. He's got to take this puck to his backhand and doesn't end up getting a good shot off on net. But Jake Evans with 120 feet to think about it as he gets in tight and looks to double. But Vasilevsky stops that shorthanded attempt.
Habs are going to get a quick clearance here off the draw, and now Anderson rushing in, but Vasilevsky gets out to move it right to Darren Radish. Lightning come in near side. Kucherov throws it round the boards, right to Gensel. Now over to Braden Point. Down low, Kucherov, Radish, far side. Lightning pass it around. Still no shots. Radish. Back around to Kucherov down low. He tried to go for a sharp angle shot, and there were about 10 passes for Tampa Bay before they settle for a low percentage look, JP.
Well, only 37 seconds left, and you can hear the crowd starting to get on this team. They're not booing them, but you can feel the frustration as this puck just keeps moving around. Dobiš holds that left post tight as Kucherov tries to go short side under the bar.
37 seconds to go in the Tampa Bay man advantage. First unit stays out there, but Bjorkstrand is now on the ice with them. As Point might get tossed out of the faceoff circle here. He will, and it's Jake Gensel in against Philip Deneau, and it's a win for Deneau. Habs get another clear, and they've got just 30 seconds left to kill. Darren Radish drops it off for Braden Point. Speeding in over the Montreal line. Hands off for Bjorkstrand. Near side to the point for Radish. Far side Kucherov. Collects it out of his feet. Off to Radish. Hammers that one right on Dobiš. That's turned away. And the Canadiens able to clear it down ice. That's going to be all for this Tampa Bay man advantage.
Jackeye jumping out of the box. You can hear Vasilevsky calling 5-on-5.
So even strength as Braden Point gets knocked down by Hudson, and he didn't like that very much. His point gave him a bit of a parting shot.
Hudson got caught in the face with a high stick as well.
Tampa Bay deep in their own zone here. Habs pressure on the forecheck. It's Suzuki with Demidov and Slavkovsky lighting out though with a 2-on-1. James far side, he scores! Habs get caught in transition. Dominic James comes in off the far wing and snaps it home to tie this game at 1.
Well, it's McDonough who comes up to join in to create the 2-on-1, but James has this puck and it looks to me like he's going to fire it the whole way. Cooley gets caught flat-footed at the blue line. James gets past him, comes down. McDonough on the left-hand side, and it's just a quick shot, quick release. And the game is tied here in Tampa Bay.
And on that prior sequence, I think there's going to be an argument for Montreal that there should have been a penalty on Tampa Bay for a high stick on Lane Hudson.
Well, you can see Lane Hudson as he ended up taking a high stick to the face from Point, and it was Point who ended up giving him a chop in the legs as he was heading back to the bench. But no mistake whatsoever on that shot by James. Quick release, mid-net, and he beats Dobesh just under the glove.
First Stanley Cup playoff goal for Dominic James. He played 43 games in the regular season, 7 goals for Tampa Bay. His season ended on February 28th against the Buffalo Sabres. He missed the rest of it after undergoing a lower body surgery. Gonçalves and Gore get the assists. As here goes Doc moving in, scores! Kirby Doc right back in with a power move for Montreal. Beats Vasilevsky, and the Habs pull in front again, 2-1.
What a play by Doc. Individual effort. Ends up catching this puck along the wall on the left side, brings it, drops his shoulder, gets it into the crease, gets an initial shot off, and ends up catching his own rebound with his foot, kicks it up to his stick, and buries it behind Vasilevsky. And the game again tied for just a moment. Canadians take the lead on Kirby Doc's goal.
And it's moves like that, JP, that made the Canadians so excited about getting him from the Chicago Blackhawks. And a well-timed power move from a power forward in Kirby Doc, his ticket to the Stanley Cup playoffs, has granted Montreal the lead again. Bolduc and Goulet get the assists just 10 seconds after James had tied the game at 1. So Tampa Bay back to center ice. Picked off by Nick Suzuki and fired in around the boards by Caulfield. Rolls right to Josh Anderson. 12.5 to play in the second. Montreal lead 2-1.
The Montreal Canadiens Fan Jam, presented by LaCage, comes to life for the playoffs. Be there for the biggest outdoor party in the city, featuring tattoos, a barber, food, drinks, and more. Rain or shine, join us at the Canadiens Plaza next to the Bell Center before home games only. Free admission, but first come, first served. Experience the playoff frenzy with the most passionate fans. Get all the details at playoffs.canadiens.com.
Spring's finally here, and Julie is making the most of it. Going for long walks, escaping the city, and reconnecting with nature.
Hey, girls!
And reconnecting with her besties, one of whom is having a baby shower on the other side of the country.
Switch to Canada's best 5G network and never miss an important moment. Plus, get all the data you need at a great price. Visit a Bell store or bell.ca/rate plans. Bell, connection is everything.
Are you looking for an insurance broker, passionate and professional? With 65 years of experience, SO Insurance has proven to be totally dedicated to serving its clients. Present in 12 regions in Quebec, their brokers have one priority: to find you the best offer available to insure your home, car, and all other types of motorized vehicles. Call 833-370-2704 or visit SOR.ca to ask for a quote. You deserve the best broker there is. SO Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
The home of your Montreal Canadiens. TSN 690.
Well, Kirby Dach showed up to play in Game 3 with a goal and an assist. He was held quiet again in Game 4, but here we are with the series tied at 2 in Game 5, and Kirby Dach has shown up again for the Montreal Canadiens.
Well, Victor, we talked about it. It's the individual effort, and it's understanding who's in front of you, using his size as Gage Gonsalves tries to shut him down, but it's just, as you said, it's a power move. And in Game 3, we saw that, but the problem is the consistency. Game 4 was not there. So Kirby Dach has channeled Game 3 and puts the Canadiens up 2-1 almost halfway through the second.
12:21 to go in this period. Shots 14-11 Tampa Bay. Dach is on the ice for an offensive zone draw with Bolduca Texier on the wing. Cirelli wins it back for Tampa. They'll chase it down far side. Dach with a hit on the forecheck. Puck comes up the far side. Canadiens have it tied up along the boards. As Cirelli plays it right back for Darren Radish. Looking for a way out to center. Tampa Bay do carry it ahead. Here goes Cirelli far side. Through the middle with a wrister, and he blows that one dangerously wide. As Hagel in front, fan of the first try. Second shot less powerful, and it's stopped by Dobish.
The shot from the slot area by Cirelli comes off the back wall, and the play that Kucherov ends up making into the slot, he sells that it's going to be a shot that he's just going to turn and fire blind, and you can see the reaction immediately by Dobish as he turns and tries to get square to that, and instead, right at the last moment, Kucherov just hoods his stick and passes that puck out to Hagel, who's been hot as a pistol this series, and Hagel just can't find that way to get the puck past Dobish.
Face-off win for Montreal behind the net. Matheson plays it around far side. Habs can't clear it. Bjorkstrand, now it comes out to center as it was knocked away from Bjorkstrand. Matheson carries into the attacking zone. Good stick by Moser. Takes it away. And here goes Radish through neutral territory into the Montreal end. Sharp angle shot, hit the outside of the goalpost. Left side, Gonsalves. Right back through the slot for Bjorkstrand. Long try, that one floats through, and it's caught by Dobish.
Canadians need to do a better job there because that is not a heavy shot coming in from the point from Bjorkstrand, but there's all kinds of traffic there. Yanni Gourde, net front. Mike Matheson is there with Jake Evans. Have to clear that path out. It's those types of shots that might not beat you clean, but with two Tampa Bay Lightning players in the vicinity, that puck lands and it can find itself behind the goaltender before you know it.
11-11 left in the second. Habs up 2-1, and they win this D-zone faceoff as Lane Hudson will burst ahead to center. Hands off. Left side shot incoming from Newhook is blockered away by Vasilevsky. Lilleberg down low for Tampa Bay. Up the wing. Can't get it out. Now played ahead to center. Corey Perry is on it. Works in over the Montreal line. Through the middle. Dishes off. Weak shot. Far side from Crozier. Never got through. Montreal take it away, and out to center they go. In transition, far side, Newhook wanted Gallagher. That pinballed off a leg and out of harm's way. As the Lightning will elevate it to center ice. Puck bouncing around. Thrown in behind the Lightning net by Josh Anderson. Now Suzuki behind the net. He's wrapped up by Cirelli. Josh Anderson battles for it with Lilleberg and Girgensons. Puck spills free for Montreal. Hudson at the line, couldn't handle it. He'll glove it down at the right point. Throws it cross ice to the corner. Josh Anderson on it. To the line, long drive is hammered wide off a one-timer by Caden Gooley, and it goes out of play off the glass. 9:52 to go in this second period. We are over halfway through Game 5. Series tied at 2. Habs lead this game 2-1 on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
Hey, you know the difference between the Habs and a tire?
No. What?
There's none. They both have pressure.
Yeah, good point.
Point S, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
What's that sound?
I don't know. It comes and goes.
You gotta fix that. We can barely hear the game.
Yeah, good point.
Point S. Until June 30th, get $100 on a prepaid card when you buy 4 eligible Hankook tires. Details at points.ca.
For the first time in a decade, the NHL returns to the great outdoors of Winnipeg.
The Heritage Classic.
October 25th, Mark Scheifele and the Winnipeg Jets face off against Nick Suzuki and the Montreal Canadiens. Outdoors at Princess Auto Stadium in the Tim Hortons NHL Heritage Classic.
Get that outdoor feel in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Don't miss your chance to experience hockey outdoors live.
Hockey under the sky.
Get your tickets now at nhl.com/Heritage Classic.
For 60 years, Delmar has delivered excellence. Strikes, delays, tariffs, challenge accepted. With global reach, smart tech, and supply chain mavens, Delmar's proactive approach ensures your cargo keeps moving. DelmarCargo.com. Logistics made simple. Canadiens hockey is presented by SOR Insurance. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Enjoy the game.
9:52 to go in the second period. Habs up 2-1, and the Lightning find themselves chasing again. And JP, the Habs do themselves a big favor here to close out the second half of the second period without giving up another goal as they did in Game 4.
Well, didn't we see that too, Victor? I think that Tampa Bay probably felt unlucky to be down only 1 after 2. It looked like Point was going to get them back into it with that kind of goal line scramble. Ended up getting one back very quickly in the third period on Sunday to tie the game up. But it looks to me, at least, Victor, like Tampa Bay, as much as you don't want to always be chasing a game, they feel like they can get back into it. It's not like they're having to score 3 and 4 goals to get back into these games. It's still just one shot, and there is lots of firepower on Tampa's side.
Offensive zone draw for Montreal. It's rolled right through to Vasilevsky, who makes a pad save. Caulfield, Suzuki, and Anderson all on the ice right now for Montreal. As here go the Lightning to center. Cirelli off to Gord. In transition, low shot from Chernak is directed aside by Dobish. And the Canadiens try to spring Josh Anderson. Instead, it missed him, went off the boards right to Vasilevsky, who got a bit of a snow shower from Anderson, and that's going to draw a crowd here behind the Tampa Bay net.
Well, you knew that it would, and it's McDonough that comes in. He gets his hands up. Even McDonough, though, recognizes that as Josh Anderson's coming in, he's got to hit the brakes at some point. There's going to be a bit of a snow shower. No goalie likes to get snow in their mask and have to dig it out, but Anderson's got to stop at some point. Cooler heads are going to prevail on this one.
Vasilevsky did take a direct hit on that, JP, but it's better than the alternative.
I've taken Josh Anderson as the direct hit. I'll take the snow shower. Thank you very much.
So as Vasilevsky gets the ice chips out of his eyes, he will lean in for another offensive zone faceoff here for the Montreal Canadiens. This will be to Vasilevsky's glove hand side. Canadiens are going to go with Doc Bolduc and Texier.
Well, Doc's been good this evening, 3 for 4. Hasn't taken a ton of faceoffs, but the ones that he has been in on, he's done quite well. Going to be in tough with Cirelli.
And Cirelli wins this for Tampa Bay. As McDonough moves it off the boards and out of play over the glass. Overall, JP, it's been a good night for the Habs faceoff takers. Evans 6 for 7, Deneau 5 for 6, Suzuki 3 for 3.
Yeah, the last couple of games too, the Canadiens have done well on their draws. They've kind of won the lion's share, and it's the same again this evening.
Nick Paul is technically, percentage-wise, the best faceoff taker for Tampa Bay in the regular season at 53.86%, although he's not available tonight for them.
He's been out sick. Bit of a disappointing series, I think, from Nick Paul, though. He probably wanted to contribute more than he has.
Lightning lifted to center. Carrier skates it right back in. He's a little too premature over the line, though, offside.
Looked like Carrier was going to find a way in as he collects this puck at the blue line, or excuse me, just outside the red line. He fields it like a football player, skates it in. I think Tampa thought he was just going to dump it in, and instead he continued on, but the Canadiens find themselves offside.
So Doc will stay out with Texier and Bolduc. And it'll be Braden Point on for Tampa Bay with Hagel and Kucherov as Tampa win this faceoff. Hagel at center, steered off the puck though by Carrier. Now here's Bolduc trying to wrister and never got that away clean. Near side, Lightning settle it down and now they'll skate to center. Kucherov far wing. Written into the boards by Doc as Kucherov takes it away. Far corner. Hab zone, steered around to the near side by Point. Moser, cross ice, Radish up high. Over to Kucherov. Long shot, and that's knocked down by Dobish. Stays alive. Lightning throw it around down low.
It's Point and Carrier behind the net in the battle.
Braden Point races around far side. Tried to curl it through the middle. It's chopped out to center though by Texier, and the Canadiens get a much needed line change. 8:19 left in the second period. 2-1 Montreal. Played right in from center by Radish, and Dobish works that aside as they battle for it near boards. Puck comes loose right to Jake Evans. Back to Dobish, and then he's going to throw this out through center off the boards. That's going to be an icing call as Slavkovsky goes rather hard into the end boards with Max Crozier. And of course there is history there that does not go back that far.
No, not at all. Just one game in this series from Crozier and quite literally made the most significant impact of the game. When Slavkovsky collects a puck in the neutral zone, turns and gets caught with his head down on a gigantic hit from Crozier. Listen, we've seen some big hits in the NHL playoffs this spring already, Victor. I think you'll agree with me, but that was one of the big ones, no question. Crozier as he runs over the top of Slavkovsky.
Max Crozier, a graduate of Providence College, played there 4 years. His dad was a goalie at Cornell in the late 80s, early 90s. Playing his second game of the series tonight on the back end for Tampa Bay. Face-off, blocker side on Dobish. Dominic James takes it for Tampa Bay, but it's won back by Jake Evans. Habs play it to center. Texier's on it. He's going to hoist it in as the Lightning corral it behind their own net. James snaps it ahead to center. Gonçalves has it taken away by Demidov. Canadiens reset and look ahead to center ice. Evans throws it cross ice. Slavkovsky far wing. He's tied up along the boards by Bjorkstrand. It's taken away by Tampa Bay. And up to center comes Dominic James. Left side, tried to center that. That's right off the leg of Demidov. And moved ahead back to center. Bjorkstrand right back in over the Montreal line. He'll flip it in. Jack-Eye tied up by Gonçalves. Demidov takes it away. Up to center, fired in left side by Montreal. Rides around the boards for Juraj Slavkovsky. Hands it off at the point. Carrier fresh onto the ice. Behind the net, Deneau out there with Brendan Gallagher. Deneau chased down by Chernak. Gets it to the blue line. Near side, Carrier. Down low, Gallagher off the end boards. To the point, Matheson with a drive. That's stopped by Vasilevsky. Far side, Habs stay with it. Side of the net, Gallagher out in front trying to jam that home off a feed from Newhook, but no luck here, beating Vasilevsky as Gallagher and Chernak get tied up in front. And that's going to draw a bit of a crowd.
You see the referee coming in right away as he's trying to make sure Vasilevsky's okay. We had seen the snow shower earlier on from Josh Anderson, and as he's having a chat to Vasilevsky after that, just probably assures him that he's going to take care of him, make sure that he's okay. But Gallagher does what, again, he does best, gets close, and then just jabs away. He's trying to pitchfork that puck into the net. You can see the reaction with Chernak, immediately not impressed with Gallagher.
6:22 remains in the second period of play. 2-1 Montreal lead. Gallagher's going to get a bit of a breather here. course, he was part of the Stanley Cup final in 2021 between these two teams. He did not score. Matter of fact, his last playoff goal prior to tonight was Game 1 against Winnipeg, the second round of that year's playoff run for the Montreal Canadiens in 21. Tampa Bay head to center. Here's Yanni Gourde. He'll wrist it in. Canadians behind their own net. Played around near side. Trying to find a way out to center ice. Pressured by Tampa Bay. Near side boards. Puck is wedged up. Trying to dig it free. Yanni Gourde kicks it up the wing. Now Cirelli with it. He'll rattle this around to the far side. Caulfield with a chop at it. Trying to move it out. And finally it bounces to center ice. Canadians control. Nearly offside though. They're forced to slow down. And kick it back into their own zone. Here's Lane Hudson. Filtered up the right side. Tipped in. Tampa Bay back the other way. And now Jack-Eye. Lost in his own zone. As it was picked up by Dobish. He'll play it around the boards.
Geeky was coming in with some pace.
Back to Jack-Eye, and Geeky takes this away from him. Near side, Geeky with a long shot. Loose in front, and it'll be handled by Zachary Bolduc for Montreal. Off the boards, and bounces out to center. Now Perry directs it in. Played up the near side by Montreal. Texier battles for it with Lilleberg. Near side, Tampa zone. Right in the corner. 4:46 to go in the second period. Habs still lead 2-1. Jake Evans in there to try and help out. He'll fire this around the far boards right to the line. Matheson down low. Corralled by Jake Evans. Turns around, hit traffic in front with a shot. Loose in the slot now. Tampa Bay are going to nudge it out to center ice.
What an opportunity for Bolduc on that back post. That puck gets fed in. This is going to be an icing call on Tampa Bay, but very nearly another opportunity for Bolduc to find a goal.
So that'll leave us with 4:17 to go in the second period.
We had seen the pressure, Victor, that Geeky had put on Arbor Jack-Eye, and very nearly again with Geeky as he fires the puck in. Gets caught net front. Bit of a scramble. Geeky checks back in. Had taken a careless penalty at the end of game 1, and here John Cooper talking about it, was not too kind in his description of that penalty.
Habs win the faceoff. Hudson from the point. Shot goes off a body and high in front of the net. Back to the line. Hudson near side. Back over to Gooley. Can't get the shot through. Bjorkstrand. Head to center with James for Tampa Bay. James tries to spin it through the middle. Here's Bjorkstrand in front. Lost the handle on it. And Dobish kicks it away with the leg. Now Hudson back into the Lightning zone. Goes across ice. Suzuki pressured by Cirelli. Puck comes free. Slavkovsky with a low shot that's stopped by Vasilevsky. Now throws it back out in front. Bounces into the slot. And all the way to the line. Long try, sails wide as Kucherov tries to chop it out. Good pinch here by Carrier. Out of the corner, Philip Deneau. Back to Carrier. Through the middle, Carrier with a wrister, and he puts that one right off the glass. Habs stay with it again. Here's Deneau right side. To the point, Matheson. Far side shot incoming. That one takes it a redirect in front. Now Deneau. To the line again for Matheson. Good stick by Cirelli. Fishes it away and played down the ice. Lightning get a partial change here. Two skaters off. Matheson right back in with a near side. Puts that wrister off the mark. And now the Lightning with a 2-on-1 through center. Gensel far side. Works in. Shot. Scores! And it's another 2-on-1 goal for Tampa Bay as Jake Gensel moves in and ties it at 2 with 2:37 left in the second period of play.
Well, this is just a carbon copy goal, isn't it? It's the exact same play that we saw, and It starts with Mike Matheson, and this is a tough one for Matheson as he comes in. He tries to get a shot off on net, but he's got 3 of his own players in front of him. He blows the puck wide, and it's an easy exit for Tampa Bay. And it's Gensel the whole way up the ice. Gensel comes in, he's a left-handed shot, so it's an easier shot for him. He's got Point going to the back post, and this puck is going to beat Dobesh through the wickets. Gensel had a streak coming into this game of 4 in a row. Make that 5.
And once again, JP, it's another late second period goal from Jake Gensel that's made a big difference in this game. So we get a whistle off the draw. Gensel made it 2-1 in Game 4. That set up the third period comeback for Tampa Bay. Tonight, he has tied the game at 2 with 2.5 minutes to go in the second period. We're back in a moment on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
When you choose the STM to get to an event, you aren't just riding public transit. You're riding a wave of collective energy with fans just like you all the way to the big event. Heading to the Bell Center? No need to put your whole day on ice. With public transit, you won't have to worry about traffic or parking. A trip to Lucien Lallier or Bonaventure Station gets you right to the heart of the action. Now that's what we call putting it on the tape. With the STM, birds of a feather ride together.
Are you moving, downsizing, or upsizing your home? Say goodbye to moving woes. Visit Depodium Mini Entrepot and store your items safely until your big day arrives. Try 4 weeks free. Limited units available. Details at Depodium.com.
I'm with a Habs fan. Heading into the next game, what are you hoping for?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about winning battles, winning draws, and winning tickets.
Tickets?
Yeah, Desjardins has this contest to win tickets. You put your name in, give yourself a chance, and you live with the result, you know?
You heard it, Desjardins members. Enter the Take Your Shot contest for a chance to win 2 tickets to the next Habs home game. Contest details and entry at desjardins.com/Habs. Conditions apply.
Abrysvo is an RSV vaccine. 60 or over? Talk to your healthcare provider about Pfizer's Abrysvo. Visit abrysvo.ca.
This is Montreal Canadiens hockey on your home of the Habs, TSN 690.
2:27 to go in the second period of play. And the Tampa Bay Lightning, for the second time tonight, JP, on a 2-on-1, score off the far side wing to tie the game.
Take full advantage of that shot that gets blown wide, and it's an easy exit, as I said. And Gensel, who's been hot as can be, hasn't scored probably as much as he likes, but he finds his second goal and 8th point of the series to tie the game up at 2.
Lightning deep into their own zone. Here's Suzuki along the end boards with Anthony Cirelli. Anderson behind the net. To the line, Lane Hudson with a wrister. That goes off a body. Hit Brandon Hagel. Lightning can't get it out. Puck rolling toward Vasilevsky. We got a whistle behind the play. Doesn't look like there's going to be a penalty here.
No, this is an offside call. The puck just squirts out, and Nick Suzuki and Josh Anderson were still in the zone, so I think that we'll see this face-off come out to the neutral zone, Victor.
Jake Evans in to take this face-off for Montreal against Yanni Gourde. And the Canadiens win it and immediately play it in. Near side, Habs retrieve it. Off the forecheck. Here's Hudson from the line. Sails it wide. Wanted the deflection in front from Slavkovsky. Tampa Bay roll it around near side. Point. Trying to play it out. Can't. Here's Evans with a low shot. Stopped in front by Vasilevsky. Davidov tried to jam it home, but no dice here as it's hung on to for the whistle.
Well, here's the key for this play is that the minute that there is any kind of loose puck, you can see the defensive postures trying to kick in for the Canadiens, and this is going to be Jake Evans, who realizes the puck comes loose. He's going to slide into the high slot area. He's going to be in good defensive posture, but immediately puts himself in an opportunity to receive a pass. Gets a one-timer on net. Doesn't get a ton on it. Vasilevsky ends up making the save. But with 1 minute and 40 seconds left to go here in the second period, Canadians can't afford to give up another goal to a Tampa Bay team who have been very opportunistic tonight.
1:39 to play in the second. Habs win the ozone draw. Hudson over to Goulet. Near side, throws it wide of the net. Puck skips on Suzuki, and here goes Hagel up to center. Racing in with Lane Hudson. Far side corner. Loose behind the Montreal net, corralled by Juraj Slafkovsky. And all the way up to center, it's played in by Nick Suzuki. Demidov in the forecheck, so Slafkovsky with Suzuki and Demidov right now. As Slafkovsky will play it in from center again. Ryan McDonough first to it. They'll reverse it behind the net for Chernak. And Tampa Bay roll it out through center ice. Canadians come back in with Slafkovsky near side wing. Far side, Philip Deneau settles it down. Hits the blue line. Here's Carrier right side. Shot, then that one goes off of Gallagher and all the way back out to center ice.
Well, there was a lane there as that shot got delivered in, and Vasilevsky was out of position, but ends up hitting the leg.
Look out, that's given away. Tap in front. No, Philip Deneau can't put that home as Vasilevsky didn't know who was going to take that. And the Canadians almost made the Lightning pay dearly.
Surprise, surprise, Brendan Gallagher in, giving Vasilevsky fits.
Now behind the Montreal net. 13 seconds to play in the period. Lilleberg at the line. Hands off far side. Crozier throws it well wide. Canadians bounce it off the boards, not out. The Tampa Bay are going to run out of time here in the second period. That is all for 40 minutes.
Just a little extracurricular after the whistle. It was Danault and Crozier going behind the net. Referees come in to split things up, but in a game where the Canadians have been able to take advantage of their own opportunities, the Tampa Bay Lightning have bounced right back. Dominic James and Jake Gensel with his second tie the game up. Third period, 2-2. Who's going to make the final mistake?
The series still tied at 2, just as the game is. After 2 periods of play in Game 5, we will take a break. And on the other side, it's the second intermission roundtable coming up next on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
Weekly show about women's sports with top athletes, coaches, and leaders. Hosted by Michaela Schreider and Vanessa Sanchez.
This week on She's Got Game, it's the end of one season and the start of another.
We'll preview the first round of the PWHL postseason and recap the first weekend of the NSL.
It's the circle of life, baby.
She's Got Game, Saturday afternoon at 1 on TSN 690.
The biggest superstar in country music, Luke Combs, presents his My Kind of Saturday Night Tour with special guests, May 29th and 30th at Parc Jean Drapeau. Tickets on sale now at lukecombs.com.
Bell Pure Fiber Internet? It's fast, like really fast. And the offer? It's good, like really good.
Switch to Bell Pure Fiber, Canada's fastest internet, awarded by Ookla. Get 500 for $75 a month with autopay credit.
Fast internet? Long ad, but so worth it.
Visit bell.ca for more details and to check availability. Bell, connection is everything.
Here, we like to keep it fresh because Tim's coffee is brewed fresh every 20 minutes. Whether you're on the go or at your desk, it's always the perfect time for Canada's favorite coffee. Made with 100% premium Arabica beans. It's time for fresh. It's time for Tim's.
I've always wondered what kind of tires they put on the Zamboni.
I bet they're not summer tires.
Maybe all season?
I doubt it.
Yeah, good point.
Point S, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
Jeez, feels like the Habs are always on the road.
I hope they have good tires.
They fly.
Yeah, good point.
Point S. Until June 30th, get $100 on a prepaid card when you buy 4 eligible Hankook tires. Details at points.ca.
Voisin knows everything tastes better after a win. This playoff season, when the Habs take the win, the celebration continues at Voisin. Swing by the following day for a free small Bleu Blanc Rouge slush. Voisin, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Details and conditions in store.
Are you looking for a damage insurance broker that specializes in commercial insurance? There is only one name, SOR Insurance. Present in 12 regions in Quebec, SOR Insurance brokers are the perfect advisors for you. With more than 65 years experience, SOR Insurance is proud of its team of brokers who stand out for their ability to select the best products for your business. Call 833-370-2704 or visit SOR.ca to ask for a quote. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Canadiens hockey is presented by SOR Insurance. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Enjoy the game.
Suzuki with Demidov and Slavkovsky lighting out though with a 2-on-1. James far side, he scores. Habs get caught in transition. Dominic James comes in off the far wing and snaps it home to tie this game at 1. Gonçalves and Gord get the assists. As here goes Doc moving in. Scores! Kirby Doc right back in with a power move for Montreal. Beats Vasilevsky, and the Habs pull in front again, 2-1. And now the Lightning with a 2-on-1 through center. Gensel far side, works in, shot, scores! And it's another 2-on-1 goal for Tampa Bay as Jake Gensel moves in and ties it at 2 with 2:37 left in the second period of play. Oh, look out, that's given away. Tampa in front now. Philip Deneau can't put that home as Vasilevsky didn't know who was going to take that. And the Canadiens almost made the Lightning pay dearly.
Welcome back to Montreal Canadiens hockey on TSN 690. And after 2 periods of play, we have once again a 2-2 tie between the Lightning and Canadiens in Game 5 in Tampa Bay. Your second period scoring summary, 6:49, Dominic James, his first from Gage Gonçalves and Yanni Gourde. And then just 11 seconds later, Kirby Doc scored his second of the series, with Zach Bolduc and Caden Gooley getting assists. Finally, 17:23, Jake Gensel unassisted. It is time for the second intermission roundtable. I'm Mitch Gall with Peter Vrionis, and we have our play-by-play man, Victor Finley, with us. Victor, this game feels so similar to games 2 and 4, in that Montreal had control for large stretches, and Tampa Bay turned it on again late in the second.
It's crazy to me how much, for as close as the series has been, Tampa Bay have been chasing the game and the series too, right? Like, they haven't led all series long. There have been a couple games here where they have barely led throughout the course of it, but they've always kept the Canadiens within striking distance, and Montreal just haven't been able to put any kind of meaningful distance between the two teams for any meaningful period of time together. So it happens again here. I think Tampa quite opportunistic with a pair of 2-on-1s. Almost kind of feels like how Montreal won a lot this year in the regular season with, maybe being outplayed for portions of the game, but then all of a sudden they get a 2-on-1 or create something going the other way, and then bang, it's in the nets, and all of a sudden it's a lead or a tie game or whatever it is. So getting a little bit of that tonight from the Tampa Bay Lightning.
Now, there was a play there in that period where Lane Hudson kind of got up high on Braden Point, and it was clean, and then could have been a high stick on Hudson, and then Point slashes him. No call, and then right after that, there's the Tampa Bay goal to make it 1-1. So I'm not one to rag on the officials and say that they changed the course of the game, but I thought that was a pretty blatant miss right there, and you could have called several different things, I thought, on Braden Point in that moment.
Sure, but I would also say that had nothing to do with the goal the other way, right? The Habs have it in the offensive zone, and then they give up a 2-on-1, and the play happened in the D zone for Montreal. So yeah, I mean, could have called a penalty, but you didn't, and it was a 2-on-1 that you shouldn't. How many chances tonight have the Habs had 2-on-1? 0, right? They've been out chanced 2-on-1 2-0, and the Habs, or rather the Lightning, have scored on both of those. So to me, that's where I'm looking to try and kill that play. Sure, would have liked the call there, didn't get it, but the 2-on-1 is more of an issue for me.
How about the response though? Right, you have the 1-0 lead.
10 seconds later.
Yeah, it goes poorly, right? Like Peter mentioned, a couple calls could have been made, specifically the point high stick. But I was reading the post by Chris Pronger the other day saying you can't control what the referees call, and sometimes it's going to go against you. It's how you respond. And look how they responded, Victor, after that goal went in. Mm-hmm. Kirby Dach 10 seconds later, and what an individual effort and play by Dach. It's
great. It's a shame we only see it for, very kind of specific periods of time, because I think he's capable of doing that stuff more often. And he's at his best when he's driving to the net, going to the net. And we see him kind of expose Gage Gonsalves there, who is not in the same weight class as Kirby Dach, and couldn't handle him on that play. But I think Dach can do that against guys that are in his weight class too. I think he's got not only the physical capabilities, but I think he's got the skill in tight to make plays like that happen. So it's frustrating because he's such a good player in that area. It's just a matter of getting there more often. And I think he can make more plays like that for the Montreal Canadiens.
Yeah, now, again, another game where not much separates these two teams here, Victor. What have you made of the game overall from the Montreal Canadiens? Have you liked what you've seen? Have they taken strides in some areas of weakness from previous games? Or what have you seen?
I mean, again, it just feels pretty similar here. I don't think they played a poor game at all tonight. I think it's been pretty good. There have just been a couple breakdowns there defensively where you make a bad decision here or there, and Tampa Bay capitalized, and they're right on it. So I don't see this as being a radically different game for Montreal at all compared to what we've seen earlier in the series, and it's almost, quite frankly, shocking to me that neither team has really dropped off or pulled away and hit the gas pedal from the other team for any extended period of time through almost 5 games now. It's crazy still how evenly matched, how close the series is. And I still think, look, 2-2 going into the third period here. You win the period, you win the game. The Habs are still very much in this. And I think I would say overall through 40, I give them the edge in terms of who's played the better game. Not by much, but by a little bit.
Looks like Martin St. Louis is going to pull out all the stops here to get his top guys going. Saw a shift there in the second period. It was Slavkovsky, Demidov, and Nick Suzuki. Yep. And that's what you got to do, and that's what good coaches do, Victor. When their top guys aren't going, you try to mix and match and try to find some combination that's going to get them out of their cold streak.
I love it, Mitch. It's keeping us sharp, JP and I on the broadcast here, seeing who's out, playing with who, and Tampa have been doing this all series too. So I think coaches have way more of an impact on the final outcome of a series than they can have on the outcome of a game in the regular season. I love that kind of game within the game for the coaching staffs and the adjustments and seeing how one team reacts to what another team decides to do. So I think, again, you look at the top 6 here, Cole Caulfield has played sub 10 minutes tonight. He's got 1 shot on net, not going for Montreal. So what do you do as the coach? You start putting some stuff together here to try and make something stick. And to be honest, it hasn't been a strong, particularly noticeable game from Demidov either. So I think we're going to, if those guys continue to be quiet and continue to be muted by Tampa Bay, I think we're going to see Marty throw a bunch of different stuff here at the wall, especially we might have another 2 games after this, right? So, there's still plenty of time for both coaches here, if this series needs Game 7, to see all kinds of changes with the top 6.
Thanks as always, Victor.
You got it, Mitch.
Victor coming back with a third period action in 6 minutes. I'm Mitch Galloway, Peter Frionis. The Canadiens and Tampa Bay Lightning are tied 2-2 after 2 Canadiens goals by Brendan Gallagher and Kirby Dach, and Tampa Bay with goals from Dominic James and Jake Gensel. Coming up next year on TSN 690, we'll get you the out-of-town scoreboard. 2-2 Tampa Bay and Montreal right now.
All rights to this broadcast are reserved, and any rebroadcast recording, retransmission, or other use of this broadcast without the express written consent of the Montreal Canadiens is expressly prohibited.
When you choose the STM to get to an event, you aren't just riding public transit. You're riding a wave of collective energy with fans just like you all the way to the big event. Heading to the Bell Center? No need to put your whole day on ice. With public transit, you won't have to worry about traffic or parking. A trip to Lucien Lallier or Bonaventure Station gets you right to the heart of the action. Now that's what we call putting it on the tape. With the STM, birds of a feather ride together.
The Montreal Canadiens Fan Jam, presented by Lacache, comes to life for the playoffs. Be there for the biggest outdoor party in the city, featuring tattoos, a barber, food, drinks, and more. Rain or shine, join us at the Canadiens Plaza next to the Bell Center before home games only. Free admission, but first come, first served. Experience the playoff frenzy with the most passionate fans. Get all the details at playoffs.canadiens.com.
Here, we like to keep it fresh because Tim's coffee is brewed fresh every 20 minutes. Whether you're on the go or at your desk, it's always the perfect time for Canada's favorite coffee. Made with 100% premium Arabica beans. It's time for fresh. It's time for Tim's.
For the first time in a decade, the NHL returns to the great outdoors of Winnipeg.
The Heritage Classic.
October 25th, Mark Scheifele and the Winnipeg Jets face off against Nick Suzuki and the Montreal Canadiens. Outdoors at Princess Auto Stadium in the Tim Hortons NHL Heritage Classic.
Get that outdoor feel in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Don't miss your chance to experience hockey outdoors live.
Hockey under the sky.
Get your tickets now at NHL.com/Heritage Classic.
Get ready, Lasso Montreal is back August 15 and 16 at Parc Jean-Drapeau with Thomas Rhett, Mumford & Sons, John Party, Old Dominion, and many more. Weekend tickets and single-day tickets on sale now at LassoMontreal.com. Presented by Bell in collaboration with Coors Original.
Canadiens hockey is presented by SOR Insurance. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Enjoy the game.
Welcome back to Montreal Canadiens hockey here on TSN 690. And we get you caught up with the out-of-town scoreboard. It's 2-2 Tampa Bay and Montreal after 2. Not exactly out of town, but over at Place Bell. The Laval Rocket taking on the Toronto Marlies at that game in the second period. And the Rocket have a 1-0 lead. It was Florian Jacki with an unassisted goal. So 1-0 Rocket lead the Marlies. NHL Stanley Cup playoffs, one other game in action right now. Pittsburgh Penguins and Philadelphia Flyers in Game 6 as the Penguins are trying to avoid elimination once again. Third straight game that they are on the ropes, but they found a way to force it to 6. It is a 0-0 late in the second period. Matvei Mishkov is back in the Philadelphia lineup. And later tonight, in about an hour, Utah Mammoth and Vegas Golden Knights in Game 5. That series is tied at 2. Coming up next, Tampa Bay and Montreal, all tied up at 2 in Game 5. Victor Finley and JP O'Connor with the call of the third period next on TSN 690.
You're listening to the home of sports in Montreal, TSN 690, CKGM, and iHeart Radio Station.
Spring's finally here, and Julie is making the most of it. Going for long walks, escaping the city, and reconnecting with nature.
Hey, girls!
And reconnecting with her besties, one of whom is having a baby shower on the other side of the country.
Switch to Canada's best 5G network and never miss an important moment. Plus, get all the data you need at a great price. Visit a Bell store or bell.ca/rate plans. Bell, connection is everything.
Hey, so what did you want to talk about?
Well, I want to tell you about Wegovy.
Wegovy?
Yeah, Wegovy.
What about it?
On second thought, I might not be the right person to tell you.
Oh, you're not?
No, just ask your doctor about Wegovy. Yeah, ask for it by name.
Okay, so why did you bring me to this circus?
Oh, I'm really into lion tamers. You know, with the chair and everything.
Ask your doctor for Wegovy by name. Visit wegovy.ca for savings. Exclusions may apply.
I'm with a Habs fan. Heading into the next game, what are you hoping for?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about winning battles, winning draws, and winning tickets.
Tickets?
Yeah, Desjardins has this contest to win tickets. You put your name in, give yourself a chance, and you live with the result, you know?
You heard it, Desjardins members. Enter the Take Your Shot contest for a chance to win 2 tickets to the next Habs home game. Contest details and entry at Desjardins.com/Habs. Conditions apply.
The Montreal Canadiens Fan Jam, presented by Lacache, comes to life for the playoffs. Be there for the biggest outdoor party in the city, featuring tattoos, a barber, food, drinks, and more. Rain or shine, join us at the Canadiens Plaza next to the Bell Center before home games only. Free admission, but first come, first served. Experience the playoff frenzy with the most passionate fans. Get all the details at playoffs.canadiens.com.
The home of your Montreal Canadiens. TSN 690.
Welcome back to Habs Hockey on TSN 690. We are tied at 2 after 40 minutes of play between the Montreal Canadiens and the Tampa Bay Lightning. The series also tied at 2. Jake Genschel, a bit of a punch in the face to the Montreal Canadiens again late in the second period. The second of the year. Victor Finley, JP O'Connor on the call. Still a little shocked, JP. It's come to my attention that the last time you were punched in the face was a month ago.
A month ago?
What happened?
Come on, I can't tell you. I can't tell you.
Oh, it's just you, me, and 8 billion other people tuning in, right?
Yeah, that's it. Well, why don't we tune into Game 6 on Friday, and we can lead off with that, Victor.
Oh, boy. All right, what a way to set the stage here for period number 3. It is not possible for either Montreal or Tampa Bay to deliver the knockout punch tonight, but they can certainly set it up for Game 6 on Friday in Montreal as the Lightning win the opening face-off of this third period and send it into the Montreal zone. Habs moving from right to left as they pile in behind the Canadiens' net. And this puck is going nowhere fast. And as a result, the whistle's going to sound. Nobody seemed eager to move that. And we'll face off in the Montreal zone 20 seconds into the third.
Well, that's it. Mike Matheson and Carrier behind the net, tangled up with Genschel. And you can see Yanni Gourde out front just kind of hanging around the blue paint area with Jakub Dobeš to see if anything was going to squirt loose. And when you're behind the net like that, you might as well see if you can just hang on to it, get the whistle reset. That's exactly what's happened for the Canadiens. Nick Suzuki's in to take this draw. We're looking a little worse for wear, Suzuki, after taking that high stick in the first period. Drew the double minor from McDonough.
Lightning off the face-off. Radish with his shot. That's corralled by Dobeš. The Canadiens, JP, have not had a power play since that double minor.
No, you got to wonder, too, when the next one is going to come up. You know, we've talked about Tampa Bay being opportunistic, and I guess you can look at Doc, his goal that he scored in the second period, and able to take advantage of Gonçalves. But, you know, you get to a point, Victor, where you're going to start running out of offense if you keep giving Tampa chances.
There's Radish, another shot off the post. Rebound doesn't go for Nikita Kucherov as the Habs scramble down ice. Here's Josh Anderson in behind the Lightning net. Tried to center, picked off by Hagel. And the puck gets away from Moser at center. Reeled back in by Kucherov. Right side, Kucherov tried to center, goes off a leg. Taken away by Suzuki. Drops off, and there's going to be a line change here. So the first great chance of the third period belongs to Tampa Bay. Now here's Texier off a change with a shot. Scores! Alexandre Texier. Shot off the wing. It's mishandled by Vasilevsky, and Montreal pull back in front 3-2.
You talk about being opportunistic. This is Texier who collects a stretch pass, comes down the left wing and lets a wrist shot go. And quite frankly, this should be a routine save for Vasilevsky, who makes a hash of it. Catches the top of his glove and trickles behind him just as Tampa Bay had a chance at one end. The Canadiens storm back and take the lead.
What a start to this period. 1:06 in. Looked like Tampa Bay was going to make it 3-2. Instead, Texier goes right back down the other way. Lane Hutson's going to get the assist. Texier's second of the playoffs gives Montreal the lead.
Hudson's 5th point in his 5th game here in the first round.
Suzuki's going to get a secondary assist on it as well. That's going to be his first even strength point of this Stanley Cup playoffs. Lightning in their own zone. Trying to work from behind again to tie this game is Max Crozier. Up to center for James. Takes a bump from Gooley. Bounces around in the Habs zone, or rather in the Lightning zone. Now out to center for Montreal. It's fired in by Gouli off the boards. Crozier from behind his own net. He'll hang on to it. Lightning are changing.
Couple of good bangs on that shift by Zach Bolduc's been heavy on the puck and delivers a big shoulder in the corner just before heading off the ice.
Now Connor Geekie follows the puck in deep. Struble behind his own net. Played around to Gallagher. Takes a shove from Girgensons. Puck comes loose for Arbor Jacki. Back off the boards, given away. Geekie in front with a redirect. That's just off the mark. As Girgensons tries to settle it down far side. Taken away by Gallagher and just out over the line. That'll give Montreal some time to work with here in their own zone.
The Canadiens will get an opportunity to regroup, as you mentioned, because that's a tough play with Jacki on his backhand, turns the puck over, and Tampa Bay gets an opportunity to come right back into this game.
Slavkovsky drives into the Lightning zone. Puck comes around to the point. Gouli with a shot. That's tipped and shoveled aside by Vasilevsky. Tampa Bay back to center. Far side, Genschel harassed by Gouli. Canadiens able to bring it back to neutral territory where it's thrown in by Jake Evans. Demidov after it for Montreal. Picked off by Braden Point. And here goes Tampa Bay to center. Played in deep by Yanni Gourde. Up the near side, Slavkovsky. Ahead to center. Now here goes Jake Evans. That looked offside, and it's going to be called just that with 16:39 to go in the third.
Oh, indeed. And Anderson coming through the neutral zone with a full head of steam. It's a tough pass for Evans as he tries to find the lane through to Anderson, who was looking to get in on a breakaway. This puck is going to be indeed offside. Now, if you're the Montreal Canadiens, you have to be thinking a couple of things, and one of them in particular is that Vasilevsky has just let in a soft one. You think, Victor, at this point, Vasilevsky is going to lock in, and it's going to be tough to find another way to get one past him.
Lightning play it in from center. And they'll swat it around near corner. Kucherov trying to shake off Mike Matheson. Kucherov far side, hands it off. McDonough in from the line, behind the net. Played around to Crozier. Long shot, drifted it wide. Hagel gets to it. Now hands off. Shot incoming, that's caught by Dobish, and he will squeeze that for the whistle.
Cirelli had position net front, but it's Carrier who takes care of Cirelli's stick. So even if there is a rebound on this shot in from the point, no way Cirelli's going to get his stick on it. Taking a look at Caulfield coming off the ice, Victor, and one thing that is very surprising, we don't see much out of Caulfield. We don't see the energy. We don't see the bursts of speed. We don't see that kind of water bug type activity that we see from him that keeps defenders guessing so much and has made him such a dangerous offensive weapon this year for the Montreal Canadiens.
Canadiens win the face-off. Up the near side, trying to get out to center ice. It does get there for Emil Lilleberg. Tampa Bay quickly reload. Bjorkstrand near side with a shot. Might have been tipped by Bolduc and wide. Down low Gonçalves. Far side. Cycles off to Bjorkstrand. Back in behind the Montreal net. Tried to carry out in front. Flipped to center though by Montreal. Crozier. Stopped at the blue line. Tampa Bay reset at center. Carried in by Bjorkstrand. Hounded from behind by Philip Deneau, and Montreal win the battle. Now Gouli to center ice, snaps it in. Puck rides around. It is held in the offensive zone by Texier. Down the left wing, Texier turns back. Struble at the line, long shot directed aside by Vasilevsky as they battle for it on the near corner. Tampa Bay drag it away. Ryan McDonough launches it to center. Backhanded in by Corey Perry. Girgenson's after it. Muscled down to the ice by Jaden Struble. Canadians carry it up the far side. Jack-Eye able to get it up to center. Braden Point is on it for Tampa Bay. They're changing. 14:21 to go in this third period of play. Habs up 3-2. Near side, Habs zone. Texier off the boards. Up to center it goes. Pushed in by Jake Evans. Lilleberg to it for Tampa Bay. He'll siphon that around the boards all the way out to center ice. Canadians tip it in.
Canadians get away with an icing.
Tampa Bay behind their own net. Lilleberg on it. Stretches to center for Kucherov. He tried to pass that over immediately. That was cut off by Demidov. Habs throw it in from center.
Been a pretty quiet night for Demidov, but that's a strong defensive play as he gets a stick in the lane. He's in the back check, and he breaks up that play, turns it up ice immediately.
Habs deep in their own zone. Here's Slavkovsky. Pressured by Kucherov and Cirelli. Puck is flown around to the near side. Chernak has that knocked away by Suzuki and out to center ice as Moser moves it right back up. Lightning trying to cross the Montreal line. Take it away by Gooley, and he'll sizzle it right back to center ice. Played in now behind the Lightning net. Swept out to center. Here's Cirelli over the Montreal blue line. Makes a nice move. Cirelli passes off, and that pass is too hot and too high for Yanni Gourde. Lightning left side. Back in behind the net. Anderson caught up with Yanni Gourde. Cirelli trying to hunt it down. To the point. Hagel. Wrister. That missed the net. Now Cirelli works on Hudson. Puck comes out to Crozier. Crozier, traffic in front, tries a wrister. Good block by Mike Matheson, and out comes the puck through center ice.
That's not going to have enough to get down the ice for an icing either, so the Canadians will get a full change. Mike Matheson, after that block, heads back to the bench.
Dominic James plays it in from center, and they're going to say he didn't cross center ice red, so that will be an icing with 12:08 to go, and the Habs still up 3-2.
You know, we've seen a couple of questionable decisions, I think, from Mike Matheson. That's not being critical, that's just being realistic. We saw the missed net in the second period that leads directly to Jake Ensel's goal to tie things up. And then again at the blue line, in the last sequence, he comes up to the blue line, reaches with his stick, Cirelli walks him, and it's almost an opportunity for Tampa to score the tying goal, but then makes up for it and then some with that shot block in the high slot.
Face-off blocker side on Vasilevsky. It's a win for Philip Deneau. Jack-Eye from the line with a hard drive. That's turned away. Now behind the Tampa net. Radish directs it ahead. Up to center. Habs come right back in. Newhook over to Gallagher through the middle. Set that wide. Deneau tried to center it again. Couldn't connect with Newhook. Now at the line. Struble left side with a little floater. Knocked down in front. Canadians hold it in.
Gallagher heading back to the bench. Short shift from him. Haven't seen him too much tonight, but making the most of it when he's out there.
Bjorkstrand near side. Brief collision with Jaden Struble. Lightning toss it out. And into the crowd. Habs are calling for delay of game. I think the refs are saying this was deflected off the glass. At any rate, 11:23 to go in the third. Alexandre Texier has granted Montreal another lead. 3-2 on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
When you choose the STM to get to an event, you aren't just riding public transit. You're riding a wave of collective energy with fans just like you all the way to the big event. Heading to the Bell Center? No need to put your whole day on ice. With public transit, you won't have to worry about traffic or parking. A trip to Lucien Lallier or Bonaventure Station gets you right to the heart of the action. Now that's what we call putting it on the tape. With the STM, birds of a feather ride together.
Hey, so what did you want to talk about?
Well, I want to tell you about Wegovy.
Wegovy?
Yup, Wegovy.
What about it?
On second thought, I might not be the right person to tell you.
Oh, you're not?
No, just ask your doctor about Wegovy. Yeah, ask for it by name.
Okay, so why did you bring me to this circus?
Oh, I'm really into lion tamers. You know, with the chair and everything.
Ask your doctor for Wegovy by name. Visit wegovy.ca for savings. Exclusions may apply.
Delmar, logistics made simple, transforming intricate logistics challenges into effortless experiences for clients across the globe. Visit delmarcargo.com to connect with a Delmar expert today. Delmar, logistics made simple. Canadiens hockey is presented by SOR Insurance. You deserve the best broker there is. SOR Insurance, official damage insurance partner of the Montreal Canadiens. Enjoy the game.
11:23 to go in the third. It doesn't look like the Canadiens are about to go on a power play, JP, but they maybe should be after that last play over the glass for Tampa Bay.
Well, you looked at the play, and immediately both the back referee, and the linesman made the sign like they felt like it took a tip off of the glass. It certainly didn't redirect off anybody else's stick. Canadians don't look like they will benefit from the power play here, but will benefit from the offensive zone faceoff.
Blocker shot on Vasilevsky. Danault with Suzuki and Anderson. Danault's already at 14 minutes tonight for Montreal. He's going to play a lot in this game, especially if this 3-2 lead holds. Tampa win it off the draw. Played out through center by Hagel. Hudson back four. Lifted off the boards. Not out by Montreal. Now it gets out to center. Corralled by Tampa Bay. Kucherov in over the line. Hagel right side. Bothered by Danault. Canadians cannot clear. Hudson goes down. Back to his feet. Passes over to Gooley. Suzuki at center. Stolen away by Radish. Back down the ice. Here's Hagel. Near wing. Drops it off for Gensel. Back up high into the slot. That's stripped away from Crozier. Canadians to center ice. Filtered in by Josh Anderson. Now given away by Tampa Bay as Gensel played it right off the shin guard of Jacques Bolduc. Canadians unable to capitalize on that as it's hoisted out to center ice by Braden Point. Here goes Point now through the middle into the Montreal zone with a shot that's worked away from the net. As Yanni Gourde feeds the line for Crozier, and he's backed out to center by Texier. Tampa Bay back up the far side, settled down by Montreal. And off the boards up to center it goes for Bolduc. Stripped away by Tampa. Here goes Point through center. Far side wing. Point stops. Looks to hit Yanni Gourde through the middle, and he's fended off in behind the Montreal net.
Well, that's a nice pass over to Gourde. He just gets handcuffed, and he can't do anything with it. Takes a rebound off of his skates down below, and there's a pile up behind Jakub Dobeš's net.
Canadians bounce it out to center. And Lilleberg is going to go all the way back for it. Pressured by Slavkovsky behind the net. Slavkovsky forces it away from Lilleberg. Far side, Caulfield. Sharp angle, tried to center it, no luck there. To the line, Habs hold it in. Gooley with a try, that one goes wide. James chops it off the boards to Gonçalves. 8:57 now remains in this game. 3-2, Habs lead. Dobeš up behind his own net. Floats it into the far corner. Puck comes over to Lane Hudson. He'll throw it around for Caulfield. Canadians look to center ice. Jake Evans carries in with space on a hard slap shot is denied by Vasilevsky. As all of a sudden, Jake Evans had all kinds of room. Here's Gallagher's side of the net, try to go up top. That one missed high. Tampa Bay to center. Lilleberg pushes it in. Lane Hudson to center for Gallagher. He'll shoot that in as he takes a knock from Crozier. Tampa Bay, look out to center ice. Here goes Connor Geekie with it. With all kinds of speed, but he runs into Struble. Habs the other way to center. Anderson chips it in far side. Followed into the corner with Deneau. Back to the line, controlled by Carrier. Played around the boards. Corey Perry takes a knock from Struble as Anderson tried to drive it out in front. Good poke check by Vasilevsky. Habs grab it at center ice.
Habs are going to be able to get a change out of this as it gets exchanged from the defenders back onto Strubel's stick.
Now fired in from center ice by Montreal. Lightning work it down low behind their own net. Here goes Yanni Gourde advancing to center with Braden Point. Full steam ahead far side. Point moves in, stops through the middle. Good stick by Nick Suzuki. Knocks it away for Kucherov. Now here's Texier. All by himself. Far side with a wrister. That's fought off by Vasilevsky. Now Mosier pokes it around. No one home for Tampa Bay. It comes right to Bolduc. Behind the net for Texier. Up the wing to the line. Here's a one-time try from Hudson. That's smothered. And Tampa Bay get it ahead to center. Radish over the line with Kucherov. His pass is cut off by Doc. Habs back to center. That pass just tipped by Slavkovsky, so no icing here.
The stretch pass, Slavkovsky couldn't get on the end of it.
Bolduc swings it around the Lightning zone. Slavkovsky tried to feed it to the slot for Evans. Goes all the way back out through center. Matheson trailed by Brandon Hagel, side of the net, jamming it around in front, and Domish finds it with the glove hand as he sprawls out to cover up.
Such a dangerous play behind the net, and that's why Hagel is so effective on those forechecks. Manages to turn it over, get it net front. Tampa Bay can't get on the end of it to look for the tie.
6:02 to go in the third period. Habs in control, 3-2 on Habs Hockey on TSN 690.
Scoring big starts at Voisin. Through the playoffs, your 20-pack of Molson Canadian cans is at minimum price. Stop by Voisin before the puck drops. Voisin, proud partner of the Montreal Canadiens.
Get ready, Lasso Montreal is back August 15 and 16 at Parc Jean Drapeau with Thomas Rhett, Mumford & Sons, John Party, Old Dominion, and many more. Weekend tickets and single-day tickets on sale now at LassoMontreal.com. Presented by Bell in collaboration with Coors Original.
Hey, so what did you want to talk about?
Well, I want to tell you about Wegovy.
Wegovy?
Yup, Wegovy.
What about it?
On second thought, I might not be the right person to tell you.
Oh, you're not?
No, just ask your doctor about Wegovy. Yeah, ask for it by name.
Okay, so why did you bring me to this circus?
Oh, I'm really into lion tamers. You know, with the chair and everything.
Ask your doctor for Wegovy by name. Visit wegovy.ca for savings. Exclusions may apply.
I'm with a Habs fan. Heading into the next game, what are you hoping for?
Yeah, at the end of the day, it's about winning battles, winning draws, and winning tickets.
Tickets?
Yeah, Desjardins has this contest to win tickets. You put your name in, give yourself a chance, and you live with the result, you know?
You heard it, Desjardins members. Enter the Take Your Shot contest for a chance to win 2 tickets to the next Habs home game. Contest details and entry at Desjardins.com/Habs. Conditions apply.
This is Montreal Canadiens hockey on your home of the Habs, TSN 690.
6:02 to go in the third. Habs up 3-2 with the series tied at 2. But JP, the Canadiens are far from being out of the woods just yet.
Well, I think the key for the Canadiens right now is all about puck management. You know, if there's a time to go, then go ahead. If there's a time to live and fight another day, that you're going to have to do it. I don't think the Canadiens can afford to just bunker in and expect to play defense and get out over the next 6 minutes and not have there be golden opportunities for Tampa Bay and potentially even a tying goal.
D-zone face-off for Montreal. Evans wins it back. Matheson rips it around the boards all the way out to center. Canadians find it there, and then it's chopped in by Alex Newhook. Crozier behind the net for Tampa Bay. Feeds it up the left side. Lightning skip it in. Dobish out to move it over. Here's Deneau. Out there with Newhook and Evans right now as it's played into the Lightning zone. Newhook and with speed on the forecheck. Lightning able to come away with it. And just roll it out to center. It's controlled by Montreal. And they will be happy to play the game like this. Out shooting Tampa Bay 7-4 in this third period. As the Canadians fire it in from center. Suzuki behind the Lightning net. Checked by Crozier. Slavkovsky at the side. To the far wing, Josh Anderson at the hash marks. Settled down by Tampa Bay, and ahead to center they go. Hagel left side. He'll uncork a wrister from center ice as it rides around the boards. Habs win the battle again, and here goes Slavkovsky to center. He'll play it ahead. Now Brandon Hagel back the other way. Crossing the line with Moser, lost the handle on it. And back to center it goes again. 4:24 to go in this game. Habs up 3-2.
A puck loose just inside the Montreal Canadiens blue line, up for grabs, and Kirby Dach, heavy on his stick, manages to clear the zone.
Back into the Lightning zone. This is going to be whistled down for icing against the Canadiens.
With Mike Matheson behind the net, he's just trying to stretch this puck up ice, and he's hunting for a Canadian stick just to tip it in and negate the icing. But it does take a jump, and it's going to be the Canadians back in their own zone defending on a faceoff.
Doc, Texier, Bolduc out there for Montreal. And Brayden Point to take the face-off for Tampa Bay. And it's a win for Montreal.
6 for 9 for Kirby Dach as he goes into that, make it 7 for 10.
That is a big time for Dach to win a face-off as Darren Radish rifles it in from center. Gooley on it, pressured by Point in the near corner. Gooley stays with it. Tries to move it ahead, and Zach Bolduc will help him out as he lofts it out through center ice. Now Moser in his own zone, lost his footing. Texier in behind the Tampa net. He's canceled out by Radish. And now it's given away by Moser. Here's Evans high in the zone. Tried to go out in front for Alex Newhook. Couldn't connect.
And Newhook was diving back door, and Evans is just looking for a tip.
So far, so good for Montreal. 3:23 to go. Protecting this one-goal lead. Lightning play it around off the glass to center. Into the Montreal zone. Yanni Gourde. In behind the net, Kucherov, far side. McDonough with a low shot, easy save for Dobish, and it's kicked up over the glass out of play. Bit of a scrum here at the side, but that'll quickly dissipate. Too much on the line right now. 3:07 to go in Game 5. The Canadiens are about 3 minutes away from taking a 3-2 series lead.
When you choose the STM to get to an event, you aren't just riding public transit. You're riding a wave of collective energy with fans just like you all the way to the big event. Heading to the Bell Center? No need to put your whole day on ice. With public transit, you won't have to worry about traffic or parking. A trip to Lucien Lallier or Bonaventure Station gets you right to the heart of the action. Now that's what we call putting it on the tape. With the STM, birds of a feather ride together.
The Montreal Canadiens Fan Jam, presented by Lacache, comes to life for the playoffs. Be there for the biggest outdoor party in the city, featuring tattoos, a barber, food, drinks, and more. Rain or shine, join us at the Canadiens Plaza next to the Bell Center before home games only. Free admission, but first come, first served. Experience the playoff frenzy with the most passionate fans. Get all the details at playoffs.canadiens.com.
For the first time in a decade, The NHL returns to the great outdoors of Winnipeg.
The Heritage Classic.
October 25th, Mark Scheifele and the Winnipeg Jets face off against Nick Suzuki and the Montreal Canadiens. Outdoors at Princess Auto Stadium in the Tim Hortons NHL Heritage Classic.
Get that outdoor feel in Winnipeg, Manitoba.
Don't miss your chance to experience hockey outdoors live.
Hockey under the sky.
Get your tickets now at NHL.com/Heritage Classic.
The home of your Montreal Canadiens. TSN 690.
3:07 to go in the third. Habs up 3-2. We have become familiar with this scoreline over the last couple games.
Well, 3-2 for the last three, and I think at this point the question is, will the Montreal Canadiens make the final mistake and allow Tampa Bay back into this game? Now, we've been in a TV timeout. Tampa Bay does have their own timeout left. So you would expect to see a pretty healthy dose of Hagel and Point and Kucherov and Gensel and Cirelli. Can't imagine it's going to be too much of anybody else here as Tampa Bay is hunting for the tying goal. You wonder how long Vasilevsky is also going to be in his net.
Face-off blocker set on Dobish. Dominic James versus Jake Evans. Evans wins it back. Matheson hammers it around the boards. And Bjorkstrand holds that in. Not for long, though. Habs play it to center ice. Rolling back into the Lightning zone. Dominic James. Passes off. Tampa Bay to center. Bjorkstrand. Right side for Gonçalves. Hits the brakes. Low shot. Goes all the way across for Moser. Moser with a try, and Dobish able to find that and hang on tight with 2.5 now to play.
Some clock watching going on for John Cooper and his staff. Can't imagine there's going to be a timeout here.
See if there's a line change here.
I think that is something that we will in fact see. I think Cirelli will come on.
Kucherov's coming on, and he might not leave the rest of the game. And here goes Vasilevsky to the Tampa Bay bench.
Well, 2.5 is just a healthy stretch of the legs for Kucherov. Won't be an issue for him to stay on for that long. For everybody else, might be a different story.
Cirelli, Kucherov, Hagel, Gensel, Point, and Radish. Tampa Bay putting their best foot forward here to try and tie this game at 3. Evans in the faceoff dot for Montreal. Tampa win it back. Kucherov, one-timer. That's turned away by Dobish. He got it with a blocker. Radish up high. Left side. Hagel with a shot. That's blocked by Carrier.
The dangerous play here is with Radish on the one-timer. We've seen him slide down and really use that strength.
Gensel right side with a shot. That's caught by Dobish. And he'll hang on tight.
Again here, I don't think this is when we're going to see the timeout from Tampa Bay, even though they have an offensive zone face-off. They have a line that has just come on the ice. And I think with this little break between face-offs, it will be enough for them to catch their breath.
2:12 to play. Face-off win for Montreal this time. Deneau got it back. Slavkovsky trying to play it out far side. And it does get out to center ice. 2 minutes to go. Habs move it down and wide of the Lightning net. That's going to go for an icing call.
No question that the Canadiens, any opportunity that they're going to get, they are just going to fire. They will turn and whip these pucks. If they get a chance, they'll go high off the glass. They'll go head hunting if they have to. But if you're going to get in the way, you're going to pay the price. Now this is going to come off to Jakub Dobeš's blocker side. And again, critical face-off with under 2 to go.
Lightning win it back. Radish. Far side for Hagel. Back to Radish. Hagel downhill. Tries a wrister, bounces around. It's handled by Tampa Bay. Kucherov. Right side, Gensel. Cross ice. Finds Hagel. Up high to Radish. Hagel. Again downhill. Passes off Cirelli. Backhand. Try that. Stopped. Up top, Radish. Bouncing puck. That goes high. It might have been deflected by Deneau and out of play.
Well, that play coming off the wall was Hagel coming downhill, and he gets the puck in right beside the goaltender, and Jakub Dobeš wasn't too sure where that puck was as it comes off of Cirelli's stick. He just looks over his left shoulder immediately, and Mike Matheson is able to get that puck at least out to the wall before it finds its way up to Radish, who swings blindly at it.
And we've got a timeout here. Taken by Montreal. Trevor Letowski's got the whiteboard.
Trevor Letowski had the whiteboard out in between the last commercial break, and he was diagramming everything out, and it's probably not only was the strategy being put in place, but probably also the line combinations that were going to go out, the order in which the Canadiens were going to hit the ice. Now we're seeing, getting an opportunity to see Tampa's bench as they're trying to get things sorted out. Remember, Tampa still has their timeout as well. Minute and 28 seconds left to go. Empty net scenario.
Deneau's been on the ice for just over 2 minutes. Like to keep him out there to be a face-off threat for Montreal, and it looks like he is going to stay out after this timeout.
You do look at the way things have gone this evening, and Jake Evans 12 for 14, over 85% on the evening in the face-off circle.
Montreal have dominated the face-off dot tonight.
This is, as a centerman, this is where you're looking to your wingers to come in and bail you out, both for the Canadiens and for the Lightning as they try to recover.
Brayden Point wins it back for Tampa. They get set up. Kucherov with a low shot, tried to catch Dobeš off guard. He made the pad save, and the Canadiens were able to clear it down the ice.
The angles that he's fired from, he just always catches you unsettled.
No icing here as Point comes the other way. They'll move it around the boards. Habs zone. Habs win the battle and then fire it down ice. That will be an icing call with 63 seconds to go, protecting this 3-2 Montreal lead.
Well, Slafkovsky in the corner, and it's Carrier who creates the turnover over onto Slafkovsky's stick. He had more time than he thought, but he just turns, fires that puck blindly all the way down into the far left corner.
Face-off win for Montreal, but they're going to say it's done unfairly, so we'll try it again.
This is furious if you're Nick Suzuki as you win that puck cleanly into the corner. Cirelli, a left-hander, and you got Suzuki, a right-hander. This is just the speed battle. Who can get to the middle of the ice first?
Big battle off the draw here. It's corralled by Brandon Hagel. Hagel up to Radish, left side. Hagel down to the net, stopped by Dobeš off a tip. Tampa stay with it. Hagel left side, across. Kucherov pulls the trigger, another save made by Dobeš. And the Habs to the line, not out. Hagel back across, Kucherov in front, that goes off a leg. That hit Caden Gooley. Back down low, Cirelli. Over to Kucherov right side. Floating up to the line, Kucherov. Gensel pulls the trigger. Another big stop from Dobeš. 20 seconds to go. Gensel through the middle. Point with a try. Blocked in front. Stays in the zone for Tampa. 13 to play. Kucherov, Gensel, back and forth in front. No luck for Tampa. Able to hold it in. One more try. Hagel's shot blocked by Carrier. And Montreal are going back home with a chance to close out this series on home icing, Game 6.
Big scrum in front of the net. As the whistle goes, referees coming in trying to clear things out. Tampa Bay got exactly the looks that they wanted. The last one coming into Point in that bumper position. How many times have we seen Point score goals from there? Doesn't get through. The Canadiens hang on in Tampa.
And Jakub Dobeš comes up big for Montreal when it matters most in this third period. Lightning put up 17 shots in the third. They had 4 with 4 minutes remaining in the period. And just like that, it is another one-goal game. And finally, we will have our first elimination game on Friday night in Montreal. Time now for the play of the game. going to be a line change here, so the first great chance of the third period belongs to Tampa Bay. Now here's Texier off a change with a shot, scores! Alexandre Texier, shot off the wing, it's mishandled by Vasilevsky, and Montreal pulled back in front 3-2. That is your game winner tonight on a very rare miscue from Andre Vasilevsky. Texier's second of the series from Hudson and Suzuki, and that is the difference maker in Game 5. Habs win the game 3-2, and they will take